Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvy Cox.
Hey, Delvy.
Hey, Delvy. you wasn't getting out of that one, comment. Bro. Oh, I just saw what you changed his name to. Good job, sir. Good job.
I can't respond to
that. So, how's everybody doing? I'm exhausted personally. How are you?
I am too, but I'm doing good. Happy to see you guys.
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, it's a busy week, busy few days, but a nice day today. Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. I got steroids for my eyes today. I went back to the eye doctor for the follow-up visit now that I've done the routine and all that. So
how
now
does that work?
I'm taking a steroid drop 4 times a day for 4 weeks.
Oof.
Well, that's no fun.
And then
like you shot in the ass like you do the wrestlers.
Good, or?
No, she thinks that'll bring all the inflammation and everything down to the point that then we can go into treatment.
How long we'll see. You had this for?
Jesus. Probably a couple years, but only decided to do something about it for the last couple months.
Yeah,
for a while I just kind of thought like it was just sometimes people have dry eyes, but it was so chronic and constant. Yeah,
like you hit the plateau. Yeah,
yeah. So I couldn't do the steroid treatment until I jumped through the hoops. That's how Kaiser works. I had to jump through the hoops before they could do the treatment. But feel pretty good.
Good. I'm glad. So I know it's been a hectic week for you. You've been
elections, man.
Dealing with all the election stuff, yeah.
My election stuff ran great.
Yeah.
Fulton ran well. Like for all the people throwing stones, we didn't have one precinct, I think, that was longer than a 30-minute wait time, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we got folks here.
Excuses for it.
I'm to the other guy from last week. Sean's here. Last week, it was Chalfie, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chalfie, for stepping in.
Our Latino friend. Some call him the Latino Donnie.
The Latino Donnie. That's disrespectful to both of us.
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody called him that?
I love my Chalfie, man.
Yeah, Chalfie, he's great.
Thank you guys for holding it down.
A seat.
Oh,
of course, nice.
Yeah.
I got to go podcast with Jeff.
Yeah. You did.
They said that you ditched us.
Yeah. They're like, we're no longer big enough for Donnie.
Oh, don't start that Rebecca shit with me. Come on.
If anybody's too big for PSVG, it's Rebecca.
It's definitely her. We are all just happy and grateful she still sticks around, associates with us, like in any way, shape, or form.
She's at the cool kids table.
Blessed and graced to be in her presence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's definitely at the cool kids table.
I'm at apparently the Delvy table.
Hey, Delvy.
Hey, Delvy.
Oh man, it's unbelievable.
So Delvy, tell us about your week.
Oh God. It's been a good week. I can't respond. It's been a good week, man. I can't complain. Like I upgraded my Steam Deck. I don't think I talked about it here yet. So yeah, I upgraded the internal memory from 64 to 256 because it was only $20 to do that, and it wasn't that hard.
Solid.
But of course, Amazon made it hard because they fucking lost my package.
Well, that's right. You said that they dropped it off outside and somebody stole it?
Yeah, they dropped it out on the street corner. Because, Amazon, like, if you order a certain amount, they give you, like, free overnight shipping.
Sure, yeah.
So I ordered a certain amount. I ordered popcorn because GameStop had a deal, and they have, like, the Mandalorian popcorn maker machine for, like, $10. I'm like, I can use a popcorn machine for $10. That's a deal. So I ordered a whole thing of popcorn and USB-C to transfer the data over to the Steam Deck. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go downstairs and go outside and notice, hey, my Amazon package is on the street. That's not a good thing.
Where else would they leave it?
in my gate. I have like 2 gates. I have like a driveway with a closed gate, and I have a gate that leads up to the apartments upstairs that was open. That's what they usually leave it at.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you're expecting a lot from an Amazon delivery driver.
No,
they're driving around Miami at 2 a.m. You expect them to get out and come through multiple gates to deliver you your package?
It's only one gate. There's one gate. They can pick either or gate. They can either pick the
Can you throw it over the gate?
Where the driveway's at. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. As long as I get my package. I'm not ordering glass and shit.
See, I would have thrown it over the gate. But like the idea of me out there in the middle of the night testing gates, nah.
Yeah, you can open. Both gates are unlocked.
Yeah, not in Miami. No thanks. I'm good.
When you're in the wrong line of business, you don't want to deliver packages at 2 a.m. in Miami.
That is not the wrong line of business. What the hell are you talking about?
That is when most of the packages are delivered in Miami.
You know why?
At 2 a.m.
Wrong delivery person. We're talking about Amazon here.
Those drivers do the exact same thing. Let's not kid ourselves.
Same people.
Probably the same people. They don't even use
it's their side hustle.
Around that time.
Right.
They don't even use the Amazon truck at that time. It's like people in cars.
Yeah, that's because it's like Uber. They have like people that are just out there doing it by themselves, and so you can't expect them to get out of their car and be checking gates and shit trying to get delivery. They don't give a shit about your package.
It's 2 a.m.
You're one of many packages they got in the backseat of their car trying to get rid of.
Well, give a shit, because every time I'm complaining about that shit. Nah, son, don't let my shit get stolen.
It's 2 a.m. Amazon got insurance. It probably was the delivery driver that actually stole the thing from you. So
probably. And they stole a fucking USB-C.
Bingo.
It probably was.
She's got it.
So, and this is the thing. Why they didn't steal the popcorn?
Nobody wants popcorn.
Yeah, I don't even like popcorn.
It's popcorn. It's a whole thing of overwritten popcorn.
I don't even like popcorn.
That's not worth stealing.
The goddamn USB-C wasn't worth stealing.
Yes, it was.
Well, apparently it was, because they took it.
Yeah.
They clearly took it. So yeah. But yeah, otherwise than that, everything's been pretty good, man. I've been enjoying life and playing video games for once, which is a rarity. I played Chant. Chant's trash. Not liking that. I got further than Donnie. I'm like,
that's because you are a glutton for punishment because you were still playing freaking Gotham Knights. You like playing bad games.
People got mad at me because of what Haley did too about that. Like, I didn't say it.
Pulled the shit out of that game, like right out of the blocks, just like
they were mad at me. I'm like, well,
she Rick James the shit out of that game.
It's your job to uphold the law there, Delvin, and you failed.
Somebody's got to.
It's your fault.
I didn't give a fuck. That game sucks. Fuck that game. That game is trash.
Yeah, that was the other part of it. He totally was with it. It was an accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck this. In this case, I'm AC Collins. Fuck this. Like, I'm along for the ride at this point. This game sucks.
Is it
what you say about this game?
Is it worse than Saints Row? Because I feel like most people think Saints Row is the bad game of the year.
That is a good question.
But I like Saints Row.
I don't know. I would say yes.
Wow.
Because I think I have more fun with Saints Row. Because Saints Row's bad. Saints Row's bad in a fun way. Like, this game sucks, but it's fun. It's fun to play. Gotham Knights is bad in a boring way. Like, every time I play it, I'm like,
oh yeah, that's the other part of
this
it.
could have been better.
Did you listen to XP, Dev?
No.
Dude, over here,
once he quit, he
was all like, it's not that it's a bad game. It's a mediocre. It's like kind of average. It's kind of middle. You know, like, I like it. And over there, he was killing that damn game.
Wow.
Killing it. Just stomping on its grave.
You don't need to be like positive Delvin here.
We get nice guy. We get Mr. Rogers
to let it out.
You know what happened? When I was on the show last week, I think it was last week, and Dev kept saying, why you keep playing this game? You don't like the game. Stop playing it.
They finally
so the next time I started playing it, I kept hearing Dev in my fucking head saying, why are you playing this game?
Why are you doing this, man? Why are you doing this? You're doing this to yourself. That's funny as hell.
Sucks. You can want to play something else. And I'm saying to the inner monologue Dev, like, you know what?
Hey, little
You're
Dev
fucking
on the
right.
shoulder.
Why am I playing this?
If you've got hate in your heart, let it out.
Basically.
Then I got mad. I got really mad about it. Like, why am I playing this shit? I can do it.
I see Delvin too. He's just sitting there talking to himself. He's like, "You're right. This game does suck."
That's literally what happened. I'm like, this game is fucking trash. I don't want to play this anymore.
Wow.
So I said, fuck
Oh
this.
man.
It's a big
I'm
miss.
like, oh,
A
the
lot of
chance
people are
here.
very excited for that game.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, the chance here, the chance gonna save me. No, the chant didn't save me.
It will
So
not.
then I'm playing the chant, and then I see Donnie like, this game sucks. I'm like,
The uninstall.
Let me-
That's what got me. He was like, "Yeetus, deletus."
That's
No
it.
more.
then I'm like,
Get this shit out of my library. I don't
Then
even
I
want to see it
asked
no more.
Donnie, where are you at? He's like, I'm in the caves. I'm like, let
The
me play a
mines.
little further than that. The mines. I'm like,
I got
I'll
through
play
the
a little
mines.
further than that.
No, I didn't get. I have notes. I didn't get through the mines.
I got through the mines.
Okay.
I got through the part where you finally catch up to the guy you've been running after for like an hour, which is
Yeah.
fucking stupid. The
Yeah.
voice acting in that game is horrible.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like
my God.
like they got like a third grader to just act out the scenes and shit. It's horrible. Game's trash.
Oh,
So
man.
finally, thank God I got what was it, Tuesday, and Sonic saved me.
Sonic
Hey.
Frontiers, baby.
Because if Sonic wasn't decent, I'd have fucking threw my PlayStation out the window. Like, this is awful. This has been an awful week in gaming.
And then you
Those
just
games
went out and
suck
bought
so
another
bad.
one. I'm glad that
would've
it
done
came
that,
because
yeah.
you would have broke your PS5 and then just went out and bought another one
I would have to buy one the next
because
day.
you're a
'cause God of
glutton
War
for
was coming out.
punishment. Yeah,
I would
exactly.
have to go buy one literally the next day. But yeah, I know Donnie has a lot to say about Sonic Frontiers, but I'm enjoying my time with that one. And then God of War.
I don't have a lot
God
to
of
say.
War is fucking awesome. It's really good. It is what I expected. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm playing God of War. I think I'm 2 hours in. I'm like, this is what I've been expecting and waiting for all year.
Nice.
I can kind of tell you, like, this is what I want. This is the gaming experience I've been wanting all year, and I'm excited. Like, The Last of Us kind of gave me that, but I played The Last of Us. It's The Last of Us. I expect that.
It's
This
funny you
is
said
God
that.
of War.
I updated my Game of the Year list. In The Last of Us, I'm actually having a really hard time like figuring out where I'd put it. It's one of my favorite games of the year, but like my experience with it wasn't super positive. But it is like one of my favorite games of all time, and it's just like a weird one to. I don't think I'm gonna rank it. I think I'm just gonna leave it off.
I
I
don't
was
think you
thinking the
should
same
either.
thing.
Leave it off.
Because
It's all right.
because it's the same story. It feels like, all right, we've
Yeah.
done this before. It's like a remaster.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Resident Evil remake. It's not
Where they
you know,
change elements of it.
it's
Yeah,
different.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same game. You know what you're here for. You know what you're
My
gonna
Game of
get.
the Year is strange. Like it's weird. But we'll do that on another show another day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait
it's
till
God of
some other
War's-
games come out.
it-
We got time.
God of War is exactly what Sony games are supposed to be. It's exactly what
Mhm.
people like from
Yes.
them. And I mean, I didn't read the reviews. I didn't need to. You just see it from all the coverage. You hear about it in the buzz. You see it in the, the aggregate scores and stuff. I mean, it is Sony doing what Sony does, and that is all people want from that game.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
They are.
and
who
it's
we
doing
thought they
exactly
were.
what you expect from it. Like, hey, we know what you come to God of War for. A cool story and kick-ass combat. So we're just
Is
going to
it-
do that.
Is it more of the same combat wise?
So far, it feels like that, yeah.
Okay.
It just
And that's
feels
not a
like,
bad thing, but I am one of those people, not that I want these games to be like that, but I am one of those people that do miss like the OG God of War, action combat. I would like to see some
Yeah.
more of the element kind of return, maybe in the next one.
You mean
I'd like
just
it to be a
button
little bit
mashing?
more chaotic, a little bit more combo heavy, a little bit more, in that vein.
Yeah, I get that.
I would.
It feels like the last one.
Yeah.
It plays like the last one.
That's what I expected.
And that's that's not a bad thing. It's
No.
the biggest difference is, you starting off with more stuff at the beginning of the game, obviously, because you're at a different point. So I don't want to spoil what you started with, but you
Thank
can kind
you.
of
So
assume what
don't-
you started
don't-
with.
Don't spoil
Yeah.
it all. Don't
Here we
spoil it
go.
all,
Yeah.
son. There
Not
you
doing
go.
that.
XP all over again.
Don't
Here we
doing
go.
Don't Haley this shit up, all right?
No.
Right.
We're not doing that. But yeah, you can kind of make assumptions. But I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. I feel like if you're a God of War fan, you're in for a treat.
This
I don't want
one's
to say
for
nothing else
you.
about it because I don't want to spoil anything.
Cool. Donnie, regale
What's
us.
up?
Hey, what's going on? What you been playing? What you been up to?
We got news, but I got a lot of games to talk about. So
Yeah.
I'm trying not to make this like a long show. I wrote notes for the chant, and I was only writing them because I was excited for the game. But now, having uninstalled it and having several days removed, I don't even know if it's worth going through these notes. The game isn't worth giving that much attention to.
I love a good Donnie teardown rant, so I'm here for it.
All right.
I can give you some ad libs to it.
Here are some of my notes. The first one is it's buggy as fuck as launch. I couldn't get past. I had the hardest time getting past just to get to the fucking login screen. I had to disable Windows Defender. I had to verify game files. I had to jump through hoops just to get this fucker to run. And it was one of those things where it was really weird. I would start it and I just got nothing but black screen. And then I went into the discussions on Steam, started investigating, and I was like, all right, let's try this. And I verify game files. And then I start it and I get a little bit further. I get like 10% through the opening cutscene. And I'm like, shit. All right, like close it and let's uninstall or let's turn off my firewall. And I'd start it again, and then I maybe get like 35% through the opening cutscene. Like this before I even get to like the start screen of the game. Like they just play a little cinematic before you start. And I had to like stop and restart the game maybe 5 or 6 times before I got to like start the game. So I was off to a bad start. I was off to a bad start. The very next thing I wrote down is it's just really weird VO. There are cutscenes where the game looks pretty good and the characters look pretty good and the voices sound great, and then it'll like do that, that narrative type game where it then focuses on the gameplay, right? It spins behind the character and you take over, and then like suddenly everybody sounds like they're talking through a radio. But they're like right in front of you. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, why does everybody sound differently? Stutter struggle
sound design
continues. Like the PC stutter struggle, the Digital Foundry. Like this game stutters a little bit. I wrote down that it seems rushed or possibly unfinished, and the reason that I say that is there are just some really strange moments narratively and cutscene wise where characters abruptly come out of nowhere. Like you're in an area talking to somebody, and then it's just like magically here comes this person. Look, the fuck, where were you at? Or and it happens a lot. Or cutscenes will just end extremely fast, and not like you're jarred out of your memory end. Like you're watching a cutscene, you're listening to the story, and it just ends. Like kind of like not mid-sentence, but abruptly. It's hard to explain. Like it takes you out of it. Like it's like, did you not
horrible transition?
Yeah, did you not finish this? Like it feels unfinished. Like I don't think they made the full cutscene that they wanted to, or they like, I don't know. It's just kind of abrupt at times. The story and the situation I think is a better way of putting it. The situation at times with the story, the situation doesn't make sense. Like even early on, things go awry and weird, and here I am running around trying to fix it, and then I run into a character, and he's like, "Everything's going wrong. Everything's bad. I don't know what to do. This is terrible." And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, "What did you do? You're a crazy person." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all."
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like you just said all of this shit went bad. You saw all of it happen. It's real bad.
One scene in the game where something really bad happens, and before you talk to the guy, he knows what's going on, and then you come back to the guy and confirm, like, "Hey, bad shit just happened to me." He's like, "You're a monster. What did you do? You caused all this. None of this stuff has happened. This is in your hand." He just walks away. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just saw the bad stuff happen.
Yeah,
it's like jarring.
To say some nice things, they do have like this a neat mechanic where you have like this mind, body, spirit thing that you can use basically for like health and like experience upgrades, and you can trade one for the other, and you like pick up plants, and it's a neat kind of way to add some gameplay to like a Life is Strange type of game. So I was like,
that affects the ending too, by the way.
Yeah, and I was like, that's neat. But ultimately, I just had a lot of issues, and ultimately, I was in the mines, and there's supposed to be a moment where you interact with a person that creates a cinematic that advances the game, and mine just doesn't. I recorded the clip and everything, and I sent it to the dev, and they were like, restart your checkpoint. And I did that like 5 times, and I sent them the 5 minutes of me doing that, and it just never triggered. And they're like, we'll try to fix that for the next patch. And I'm like, well, that doesn't fucking help me at all right now. Like, I don't know what to do about that. Like, I just don't get to play now. I'm just done. And that's when I called it quits. And I was like, I think I'm done. And I'm a little regretful. I didn't buy this on Steam, so I could not file for a refund. This would be one that I wanted to. But because it's a $40 game, I got like one of those shady codes, and I picked this game up for $20. So I'm not out that much. Right. But and it's and I don't want to just like dunk on the game completely. There's something there. They have a neat concept. I love like occult shit. Like I'm all into that. And like you can kind of tell, and it kind of looks like, part of me wants to say like it was made in dreams, or what I would say is it sounds like somebody got like the game engine for like Friday the 13th and decided to like make another game out of it. And that's kind of like what's here. But at times, like the environments look nice, and I don't know how much we should be impressed by that anymore. I think that's just like where we are now with game engines and Unreal. Like we figured out, you know, like forest and grass and flowers and stuff. But like there are times where the game looks pretty good. There's some vistas and stuff. We're like, this is neat. It just feels
it's not done.
It's not ready.
Some more time in the oven.
Yeah, it's not ready. It's just not. It's not done.
Also,
it's
it needs
not
a
finished.
game map. It needs a map.
I don't mind you like running around trying to find things in games. It's not like you can't go too far off. You know, like you can't go too far off. It's kind of like Life is Strange. Like you have little explorable areas, but you can't go too far. So I don't mind that.
As you get further in the game, it expands out some.
Okay.
To like, you know, especially once you get past the mines and stuff, you get to another section and you can have to go do a whole bunch of other stuff too there. But
it's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to this game. I really was. I thought the promos and everything looked good, and well, let us be
interesting concept.
Let us be your canaries in the coal mine. Stay away. Wait for Game Pass. Wait for, I'm sure it'll be Epic Game for free or something one day. Like, just stay away. Don't jump in right now. It's not worth it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Where do I want to go next?
Tell me about Bayonetta 3.
Okay. This one's tricky. I've been playing Bayonetta 3 and Mario Rabbids. I've probably put 10 hours into both. I've been playing my Switch way more than I have. And they kind of go together, but for separate reasons. Okay. I love Bayonetta 3. Like, really. Good. I think it's incredible. I didn't expect to think that going in based on what we knew about the timelines and the story. And I was like, this is going to be a fucking mess. And it's not. And I'm really digging it. And I like the new Bayonetta. I think it's great. And it's just as good, if not better, than the old Bayonetta. And I really like Viola. And I'm just like, it's really good. There are bigger areas in Bayonetta 3 than we've ever had in a Bayonetta game. And I think that's a neat addition to the game. A lot of the elements in the environments are destructible, which is fun. You can just like kick trees and blow up boxes and cars and stuff. That's cool. The weapons are ridiculous, and the monsters are fucking great. Like, having all of these monsters that you can call on a whim, and not only can you call, like, have you guys followed any of the marketing about Bayonetta?
You know, I haven't.
Okay, so in Bayonetta 3, you fight as Bayonetta, but then you have like these demons that you can summon and fight as them, and they're like these kaiju. Think of it like these bigger, larger than life. But you can only do it for a period of time before like your mana or whatever runs out, and you got to wait for it to refill. And you use that in boss fights. But not only do you use it in boss fights and use it to become powerful, but you can use it to offset combos. So if you're doing like combos with Bayonetta that does attacks, you can like hit the monster button, and the monster will come out of nowhere and do a giant attack, like just a real quick one. And it just makes it really fun.
That's another game that does that.
I think there are a few games that do that, but yeah, it's kind of lifted from several other things. I get like Timagami Shinsei, like hashtag Fire Emblem, like that Tokyo Mirage Sessions
Yeah.
type of game. It's kind of like that, where you can kind of like tag team off of each other, like with combos, and that's fun. It adds a lot of, like I said, kind of chaos and not complexity. It's just a little more grand. The combat just feels a little bit more grand. There's a lot more going on. The environments
When you do it, is it like it's a button press and they come out, then it has a cooldown period?
No, like if you do it in the combo, if you're not fighting as the monster, if you're just doing the combo, they just come out of where and kick the shit out of somebody. Like that's it. It's just like boom, and then they go away, and you just keep doing
The
combos.
Naruto games do that.
Yeah,
That's
I think
what it is.
they're and like we've seen like I think Pokken has this, like any sort of game that does like a tag team thing, I think is a good comp. Like Mortal Kombat does that.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat does that too.
What's the DC one? Injustice. Yeah, like you can do that, right? Like you do a combo and then somebody comes out of nowhere and smacks the shit out of somebody and then pops off the screen. It feels like that when you're playing it, but it's a bit more animation wise. It's a bit more, there's a little bit more to it than that. But then the game also has these sections that are just bigger than Bayonetta. There's a legit giant kaiju fight, like Godzilla versus Demon, like you just one versus the other, just Power Rangers just fucking tearing up the city thing. And then I was playing like this mini game as Jean, where you're like a spy and it's like a 2D side scroller where you can hide and stuff and pop out of nowhere, and it's doing a lot. Like there's so much gameplay here that I'm like, this is so good. Like I'm loving this game. I definitely think, let me check it's not my favorite game on Switch this year. I still think that's Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. But it's my second favorite and I'm just really enjoying it. But the downside is that it's on Switch.
It's on the Switch.
And at times it looks awful. There are moments where you're just in the world running around, and if you look at Bayonetta's face, it just looks like a Picasso. It's just a smudge of something there. You can't even tell that it's a person. The environments are really low res. The game I've seen it get a little framey, but for the most part, it's kind of smooth. But it's just, it takes such a hit of the resolution. It feels like you're playing a 360 game and not like a really good one. That's really what it feels like I'm playing. At times, I don't know. I haven't watched the Digital Foundry or anything on it, but I would ballpark it. Docked, I don't think this thing is doing maybe 720p, 800, something like that. Maybe 900 at good parts. Maybe. I doubt it. And I think handheld, you're playing it like because Nintendo funded it. They basically own Bayonetta now.
Okay.
They don't. I don't believe, we have not seen officially that they have a stake in Bayonetta, but they funded the development for Bayonetta 2, and I believe they funded the development for Bayonetta 3, and I believe there's some sort of agreement that Bayonetta, like they probably have first right of refusal. If Platinum's like, we want to make a Bayonetta game, Nintendo can probably be like, we want it exclusive. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a shame because it is to the point where, like I said, I've probably played Bayonetta 8 or 10 hours. I don't know how long I have to go, but I'm already kind of like, I may not want to finish it because I just don't want to keep playing it like this. It's like I want to play it better. And that makes me think, I'm thinking like deep in my own head thoughts, because I'm like, what is Zelda going to be like? Because if Zelda's going to be like this, I don't know if I want to play Zelda like that either.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
And it's not that I'm not trying to like just dunk on the Switch. And I realize that I feel like I have a reputation amongst listeners, especially Shaq listeners, that I've gotten like snobby about game performance. And I don't want to be that way. When I was trying to think of how to explain it,
just embrace it.
Just adopt it.
Just
I was trying to explain it. So like, I can love a pixel game when it's a pixel game and it's portrayed like this, the art style, it's made like this, right? But when it's Bayonetta and it's not supposed to be a pixel game, but it looks like a pixel game, that makes me loathe it. Like I almost like actively like, oh, you're killing me.
Because if it was on any other system, it would run the way it's supposed to and look.
I'm not lying. If this was a PS5 game, I think it might have Game of the Year contention. I'm wondering if a lot of people might be turned off from the performance and the concessions and everything it's making to not give the game a solid try or solid shake. Outside of the fact that we all know that Bayonetta is a niche game and a lot of people are going to play it anyway. But if it was on PlayStation 5 or PC and it was big and beautiful like it was supposed to be, I feel like there might be a lot of people being like, you've got to play Bayonetta 3 because it's really good. Like I'm really like from the action side.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was playing, and that's actually where the God of War thing came to mind. I was like, man, I miss when God of War felt like this. Like I kind of like it's just so much fun to play a game like this. And for every step forward it takes, it, you know, you've got to be willing to make a concession. You've got to be willing to deal with what it is, and it just feels like you're giving up a lot. It's not a little, it's a lot.
That's disappointing.
It is.
I looked up the game time, by the way. It's 10 to 12 hours.
I might be near the end then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, platinum games usually aren't that long.
Yeah, that's about the same size for Astral Chain, but I feel like Bayonetta was like 20 hours.
20?
Bayonetta 2, I'm thinking. Bayonetta is like 8 hours. Bayonetta 2 was, I think, was longer. And these ones have a lot of fun. You can collect all these medals as you go through like the different acts, and you get graded, you know, like the Devil May Cry thing, the thing that you've always done, like you get graded on them. So, and I always try to go for S ranks and stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, but I am already to the point where I'm like, I might just want to take a break or hold off. Like there's a part of me that's just like, maybe if I just take a year off of the Switch, maybe when I come back to it, we'll have like a better system. And then like I can play Bayonetta 3 the way that it's meant to be played. I can play Zelda the way that it's meant to be played instead of keep trying to like force it. Yeah. You know, because I'm getting to that point where I feel like I'm just forcing it. Like I don't want to.
You don't have to do that. You can play something better. It's okay. It's okay. Just like Delvin, he realized he could stop playing Gotham Knights. You too can stop playing your Switch.
You too.
It's okay.
Life is good, but it could be better. So on the opposite side of it, I'm playing Mario Rabbids, which doesn't suffer from these issues that Bayonetta does, but it's the opposite. I just not having as much fun with Mario Rabbids 2 as I did 1. It's just not as good, in my opinion. I gave a lot of thought to it because I realized that I've been really excited about this game all year.
You have been.
I love the first one. It's one of my favorite exclusives on the Switch. So I realized I couldn't just be like, I'm not liking it as much. I really need to sit down and try to think why. And I think I've come up with at least a few things that are kind of holding me off. But ultimately, I think it just comes down to I'm not finding it as charming and as funny as the first one. I think that's ultimately it. Like the bosses from the first one, I still remember the dude that's like singing all the opera stuff and like the big set pieces and the big cutscenes. And I'm through 3 worlds of this game, and I haven't found anything that I even put remotely on that level. Everything just feels very generically cartoony kiddie. Whereas the last one felt very witty for a Mario game.
So they feel like they had to go safe to appeal to a larger audience, maybe?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel as Mario. And it's weird because like the world that I'm in feels very Mario, like more Mario than the first one. But the cutscenes and the characters and the convo and the dialogue doesn't feel as Mario funny. Because that was kind of its thing. It was Mario, but it was kind of self-aware Mario, like making fun of Mario. You know, like it was kind of like that in a nice way, obviously. They weren't like, you know, over the top. And this one just kind of is just like paint by numbers kid game.
Sophomore slump.
That's disappointing.
And in the other side, I've got a couple issues, which I already said before, right? Like the new movement system. So before you had your little Roomba, you could move your Roomba, and then like basically you set your character in motion, like a Fire Emblem game, like a turn-based game. Like you pick the action, you watch the character do the action. Now you control the character, so you just like freely run around as Mario. Like you just sit there and run in circles, and then like do your attack. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel as strategic to me. I'm not getting that like hook that I think I get from Fire Emblem games.
I can't even imagine just running around in Mario Rabbids. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah, you just freely could just like run all the way to the end, come all the way back, run in circles, like do the little dash guy.
Down, if that's the case.
And then you go get into cover, and then you select your attack, and then they do the attack. And for whatever reason, I think that's a really small, maybe even like dumb distinction to make, but for whatever reason, like it makes it feel different to me.
Yeah, it takes away like the whole strategy element. Like
That's how I feel.
thing was like trying to position your players
because
in the
in
right place.
XCOM, in XCOM, like you set your path forward for your character. So you like go to here, get into cover, do your attack, and like you're making a plan. This doesn't feel like I'm making
versus reward. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm missing that. And then the other side of it is in the first one, there was an overworld, but it really wasn't an overworld. It was like basically like an environment that you use to go from level to level. And maybe every 2 or 3 levels, you'd find like a little puzzle to do. In this game, there's an overworld, and it's a fucking like Mario 3D overworld. And there's so much side activity and shops to do, and you can do so many side quests. And I don't know, it doesn't feel as tight, like with so much just kind of being out there to do and all these puzzles. And it's just, for all of those reasons, I hope, but maybe for even none of those reasons, it's just not hitting for me. It's just not. I'm playing 8 hours and I am bored. I am bored to tears. I'm just like, oh my God, would this game make me feel good or funny or just make me feel anything other than I'd rather look at Twitter than continue doing this, you know?
Hey, Donnie, you can turn it off. It's okay.
I did. I turned it off. Like I'm done with Mario Rabbids. Like I got to the point where I was like, I can't do anything more. Like I just can't. I gotta move on. So I moved on.
You see that, Delvin? You see how he's just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
More of that for you. Stop playing.
I loved the first one. Like. I even went back to play the first one. I did. Really I went back and played the first couple battles in the first one. And I was like, am I fucking losing it? Like maybe am I looking at this through like rose-colored glasses? And no, I went back to play the first one. I was like, this is good. This is better. This is better than the other one. Like, I don't know, man. Okay, so keeping it moving. I played Tunic. I installed a few games on PC Game Pass. I wanted to give Game Pass a try. Why are you laughing?
Just remembering Tunic. How long did you play it for?
I played for maybe 3 hours.
You just delete us?
Yeah. I'm glad I went back to it. For those of you that don't know, PC Game Pass, by the way, I think it's getting better. I had a much better experience playing on PC Game Pass. In September, they patched Tunic and they added some accessibility options. There is a lower difficulty combat option, and there is a stamina option. You just turn off the stamina thing. So I went back and I was like, I'm going to play this game. I was so excited for Zelda Fox. And I know it's going to be on a lot of people's end of the year list. I was like, let's go give it a try. Because the demo turned me way off. I did not want anything about the demo. Demo was like Dark Souls. I was not having fun. So I went back, turned the combat down. I didn't want to, like, there's an infinity, like an invincibility mode. I don't want to play it like that, you know? So I went back, turned on the low combat option, started playing. There was about a time there for the first hour where I was like, I'm legit loving this. This is great. Like I'm having fun. I found the sword. I'm doing all the puzzles. I'm advancing. I'm moving on. I'm like, this is good. I think I don't know, collected 10, 15 pages of this damn manual. I was like, this is good.
Stuff is really cool.
This is really good. Dope. And then I encountered the Blade Knight or whatever. And dude, fuck that game. That game is just so hard. This dude is swinging everywhere. And I did beat him. It wasn't like Hollow Knight, right? It wasn't that bad. I did beat him, and I didn't even go to the stamina option. But after that point, the more I kept playing, the more I kept seeing where it was going, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. Knowing what some of the bosses are to come and stuff, I was like, this ain't it. And I think ultimately, I think it's a great game. It's a beautiful game. For the people that are into that sort of game, I think I would understand a lot of reasons why people love it. You might like it, Dev.
I played it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think my biggest hang up with it is I don't think the combat in Tunic is nearly as good enough to play as the difficulty and the boss design that they have in the game. And I think that's where it separates for me from like a Death's Door. I don't think the combat is not fun. Yeah, the combat isn't nearly as fun to do. Yeah. After a while, you just kind of like this is it. And that is kind of it. It's more about the exploration and like I guess like the progress, like the kind of grind to progress and get there. And I was like, yeah, I'm not about it. But I'm glad I played it. I'm really, really glad I moved on and finally gave it a try. And then before we get to Sonic Frontiers, I did go back to Mad Max, Delvin. I've been in the mood to play Mad Max, I feel like, for about a month or so as I've been doing my car thing. You remember I told you like I couldn't really remember why it stopped playing, why I didn't. I remember when it came out and I got it and I didn't play it for very long. I think you played for like an hour.
I think you were talking about the gas problem.
The thing that I remember most is I always had to keep getting gas for the car and I was like, this is a pain in the ass. And then I went to go replay it and then I actually remembered why I stopped playing it. The control scheme in that fucking game is whack. It is so bad. It is PlayStation 3 levels of like jump with R1 and hold down, square to do this. And it is. I was like, what the hell? Oh, I forgot this. This is why I didn't like playing the game. These controls are not what you think about when you think of action third-person controls. Like, it's not the same.
No,
I don't remember the exact control scheme, but it's one of those where, I don't know, you sprint with the R1 button and stuff like that. It's something like that.
I've never understood why developers do this. Like, why do you feel like you need
to be different?
To reinvent the wheel?
Yeah. I've felt that way for a long time. I used to always say that about Call of Duty. Every shooter that doesn't do a Call of Duty, I'm like, why?
It just makes sense.
They did it. Just do that.
You can get more people to play your game if the controls are like other games that work.
You can't remap the whole controller. You can only remap a couple functions. God. There's like a style A or style B, style B or style C, and it basically just swaps a couple things.
No,
but I played it for about 3 hours. Was definitely digging it. I just had to get used to the controls. And Delvin, you do find like this, I don't know, shaman where you can upgrade things and you can make sure your gas doesn't run out as fast. Is right. So I found that and I'm digging it because I think I'm just more in the mood for it now than I was then. But not only in the mood for it, I'm kind of just jonesing for like that open world map game fix that I haven't had since I beat Valhalla. And I've been playing around and tinkering a lot of games, but I haven't had that game. And I'm usually always playing a game like that. No matter what I'm playing, I kind of always have something on the back burner like that I'm tinkering with. And I think this will be it for a while because I would like to beat this one.
Yeah.
Because when you get used to it and you get over that stuff, it is fun. It's a fun game.
Going into territories and breaking in and saving the people out the territories. Pretty fun. Customizing your car, kind of making your car the way you want it to be. There's a lot of cool things in that game.
And I remember it not
pretty much.
I don't think it looked very good on PlayStation 4, and I'm sure I'm playing it in 4K, like 120 frames, and like it's nice.
It's bowling shoe ugly on PS4.
I kind of remember that too. I just remember when it came out and I was playing it, I was just like, this feels from a generation ago. Like it's like tedious and not great and not optimized in control. That's what I remembered. And as soon as I played it, I was like, yeah, you were right. Like I got that dose of reality. You were right. So I'm still gonna play that. I've put it on the back burner while these new games come out, but I'm not gonna give up on Mad Max. It's still installed. I had fun playing it. And then yesterday I sat down and played Sonic Frontiers. I didn't get a chance to play today, but yesterday I played for about 3 hours. Dig it.
It's good.
It's fucking rad.
It's fun.
It is. It's good. I didn't expect combat to be nearly as good as it is. They have these big boss battles where you kind of complete a zone, like an area of the map, and then like a fucking big boss will come down, and you're kind of having these, I don't know, like Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus Sonic battles, like as Sonic, where you're like in an open field running around, and they're shooting rockets at you, and you gotta dodge and then hit the thing, and you gotta hit it in the right spot, and then get away, and it's fun. Combat's fun. Exploration is grand. I know this game didn't like review super well, and I'm not saying that it should have, but what I would like to hypothesize is that I think this game, and the reason I've been excited for this game is I think this game may be a better fit for me than most, because I really have always loved a game that presents you obstacles and then doesn't tell you anything about them. And I get hooked into games like that where they show you something like, here's this thing, here's this diamond, figure out how to get it. And I will fucking sit there until I figure it out, because it's just, I don't know. It's like, that's why I think it's why I like map games, right? It's like that OCD nature. Like I want to kind of clear the map and I want to put everything in its place and all that. And that's why, Valhalla had all those puzzles. And that's why I was excited for Phoenix Rising. And there's just a lot of games in my history when people see me get excited about games. Breath of the Wild. There are a lot of games I can point to that kind of give you like this thing, but they don't show you how to do it. And there's so many games that I think spoil it by showing you like, here's the thing. See that ledge with the yellow thing on it, climb that, like just leave me alone, like just set me loose. And Sonic does that like almost instantly. You like, once you do the little opening level, they just throw you out there and they're like, hey, go find stuff. And you don't have to find all the stuff, or you can find all the stuff if you want. And I've already, even in my first 3 hours of playing, very impressed with the nature of the design to some of these. Some of these are not like little Sonic run up the thing and jump and find the thing. Some of them you've really got to, like use the bounces or jump off of a cliff to land on the platform to get over to the other side. Some of them you look like you almost have to risk dying to get to. There's no way to get to. Like I was completing this level that's just like out in the ocean. And I was like, how do I get out there? And you start looking around, you start running around, and like that we've never had that in a Sonic game. And the open area nature lends itself to Sonic in his speed and his floatiness. Now, I will say a downside of that is his floatiness, because of his momentum and speed, doesn't make for a very good specific type of platforming when you're trying to be very accurate. He can be a little hard to control in tight spaces. But in the open area of this land that you get to explore in Sonic, it works really well. And then basically the loop, Dev, is you fly around. There's all these little puzzles and gems and stuff that you can find. And then you do that, and then you beat bad people, and then the bad guys give you like gears, and you use those gears to power up pedestals, which unlock Sonic levels. And then you go play a Sonic level, like a 3D Sonic level. You go into like a zone, it's like 3D Sonic, like run down the thing, do the loops, collect the coins, and then the levels are even better than they sound, because they all have specific requirements to clear the zone. So you've got to collect 150 coins. You've got to beat it at 43 seconds. You've got to beat all the enemies. You got to do. So you'll play, or at least I played the zones multiple times to clear all the things to complete the zone. And then you complete the zone. It changes
every time you beat one.
Yeah.
I will pick this up for my son because he will thoroughly enjoy it.
So as I was playing these zones, I'm already sitting there. It only took me to play the first two, and I was like, I'm going to love this. And I think speedrunners are going to love this. There's a lot of fun to be had, I think, because the zones aren't easy. Even like the basic ones, even the open ones. Like if you're trying to get the S tier time, you got to play. Like it took me, 5 or 6 tries to get through the first one in time. So like they're competitive. And I think ultimately all of it together is pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how long, if that wears out its welcome. I only played for 3 hours. These are just impressions, not my final review or anything like that. But from what I played, I'm digging it. I'm having a lot of fun. And it's neat. It does have like it's weird because it's like, at least this opening area that you're in, you're Sonic, of course. So you're like blue and you can do like your little spinny thing and you look like, like a Dragon Ball Z character. But you look like you're running around like Death Stranding, like this beautiful, rocky, grassy area, like this real world, this ocean and stuff. And it's like it's interesting the way they blend it. Because it's like this real world meets cartoon thing, but it does, at least for me, it works. It's working. Like I'm not caught off guard by it. I don't think it doesn't fit or anything. I'm digging it. But I've been digging it this whole time. I'm really happy to see all these people turn on it. Because review cycle, everybody's like, Sonic's good? And I'm like, look at these Johnny come latelys. See, the clicks were in.
I remember.
The clicks were in it to hate. The clicks were there if you hated it. And now the clicks are there if you like it. And shout out to those of us that were there the whole time. I see you. I see you and I respect you.
I was there.
I was with you. I said, it looks good. Looks good.
It is. It is good.
For my son, I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He'll really enjoy the replayability of everything.
I've had way more fun playing this than I did Sonic Mania, and I like Sonic Mania. This might be the most fun I've had playing a Sonic game since I was 9 years old and got Sonic on Genesis.
It's really fun. It is really fun. It's really fun. It's challenging. The open world aspect of it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fighting the monsters is fun.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard if you just like want to play in advance, but I think this game might be pretty difficult if you want to S rank everything and collect everything. There's a lot of challenges here to do that.
Yes, very much so. But it's good. It's really good.
Sweet. I will pick that up and meet for my son's birthday, which is later this month, and he'll be very, very excited. And he'll play the hell out of this game because he's been playing some Sonic game. I can't remember which one it is. And he's been really enjoying it. I don't know.
Sonic Mania?
It's some 3D. It's not Sonic Mania. It's something else. It was something that was
on Switch.
It was on. No, it's not. No,
I didn't think so. I was like, I don't think there are any other ones.
Generations
on PS4. I think it may be Generations. Is there a bunch of characters in that one in Generations?
Generations or Colors?
I don't think it's Colors. I want to say it's Generations, but I think that's the one that he's playing because it was free on PS Plus. So I just went ahead and got it and installed it for him for him to play, and he loves that game.
Like yeah.
So I will cop this for
him.
That's
Forces, I think you're talking about.
Forces. Yeah, I think
that's
that
the
might
one
be
that's on PS4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Delvin's right. Hey, and it's 4K fast. Looks good. When I turned the game on, the original cutscene and everything, it was 1080. Like the game is set to 1080 on PC out of the box. I was like, yeah, I gotta fix this.
My son will be playing it on PS4. He ain't playing it on my PC, so
put it on PS5.
No, because my PS5 is also in here. My kids don't play with my stuff. He's got a PS4 Pro. He doesn't know
justice for devs kids.
Please, he gets to have a whole PS4 Pro for himself. I just got him a laptop. He's good to go.
And Jack saw me playing, and he wants to play now. He's like, "Can I play Sonic?" So he's winning him over.
So all I've been playing, Modern Warfare 2.
I've been seeing you.
Oh
yeah, and Street Fighter.
No, I didn't play Street Fighter.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't?
I've been seeing you in the Discord. You playing Street Fighter and Modern Warfare.
That was just me logging in to collect the rewards from the PlayStation, whatever nonsense.
Solid.
Just because, why not? But I didn't actually play Street Fighter. But
I thought maybe you had got Street Fighter early because it was like Dev's playing Street Fighter 5 and it was there for hours, and then I forgot that it's Street Fighter 6 is coming out, not 5, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's the old one.
I wish. No,
I thought it was legit because I remember I noticed I was like, Dev has been playing Street Fighter for hours. And I was like, oh shit, did he get Street Fighter early? I can't wait to hear about it. And then I kept looking at it and I was like, is 5 coming? I don't think it's 5. And then I was like, oh no, it's 6.
I had used remote play to just start the game and then probably got pulled into something else and didn't shut down the PS5, so it just stayed there. But I wasn't actually playing.
Hey, Street Fighter the movie, free on Tubi.
Fantastic movie. I love that movie. So ridiculous.
It's real bad.
I'm gonna watch
it. Like any Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, it's so bad it's good.
Hey,
it's just what Jean-Claude Van Damme movies are.
Bloodsport is awesome.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
I watched Street Fighter the movie with my kids, I think for the first time like last year, and they had a blast watching it because it was so utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Like the part where Zangief, when the truck is coming towards the building, and Zangief looks at the truck, then he looks at the monitor, and then he just yells out, "Turn the channel!" Like, what the? It's such a stupid movie, and it's so funny. It's like, I can't believe this was made. It's so good. I love that movie.
Yeah.
We would never get a movie like that now. They just wouldn't make it.
Never.
And we'll never have, the fun that we have with so many of those things.
Yep. No more dumb fun. Good
Yes.
times. But yeah.
The day M. Bison came to your town was the biggest moment of your life. To me, it was just Tuesday.
Just Tuesday.
That is a wild lie to tell somebody after you murdered their parents.
It's a Modern Warfare. Playing multiplayer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what are you playing?
Yeah, just all the multiplayer. I've been playing just quick play, just jump in. So
The,
all the
the
different
DMZ
modes,
mode is out
headquarters.
today, tomorrow.
I
I've
have
been
no
trying to
idea.
keep up with it.
So I don't care about Warzone. I am not
Okay.
interested in battle royales.
Jack was playing some
I
Warzone.
die, and then I gotta wait. I don't want to. I just like playing
That's how I
the
feel when I play
multiplayers 'cause
quick
I
play.
get
I'm
right
like
back
quick
in.
play. I'm like, I'm in. I'm out. I'm here.
But-
I'm dead.
Oh yeah, I
At least in
survive from
Warzone,
those-
I get to run
those a
around
lot
for a
longer.
minute.
Yeah, then it's all empty. So at least in
I'm okay with
Warzone, like in Modern Warfare, the multiplayer, when I die,
Dude,
I can get back into it. And
when the
but
first Warzone came out, we had so much fun. Remember, we streamed it on my birthday. I think it came out on my
Mhm.
birthday, and we
Yeah.
were like hijacking helicopters and like hanging on towers and stuff. It was so fun.
So they sent an email out to a bunch of people where you could get your Warzone highlights. And so my boy Steve, who actually plays a bunch of Warzone, sent me his, and I was like, I got that same email. I've played like 3 games of this. Let's see what mine is.
Oh, no.
It's all just our game. That's all it is. It's just our game.
It was fun. It was fun. I'd
Yeah,
be
we
down to
had a
play
good
with
time.
friends, but I don't want to install the whole thing because I know I'm not going to play it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
that's
play it a
the other
lot.
problem.
400 gigabytes.
Jack
It's
Jack
ridiculous.
installed it, and I played some on Series S. I played a little.
Yeah. I mean, if I'll jump in if we get a little squad to act a fool and have some dumb
get
fun.
Justin.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Justin and Mo, let's do it.
Mhm. Let's go for it. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. But I'm hooked. Like I'm having a really good time. The gunplay is really, really good. All of the different weapons and the attachments that you can unlock, and once you rank the gun all the way up to its max level, you can then tune the attachments. So you can even fine tune the gun more to suit
Wow.
how you want to play.
It's dev shit.
Even more deep. Like so, it's just fun.
Dev
So
loves
I've
that
been
stuff.
having. Oh, you know, I love
What are you
it. I love
talking
the
about,
unlocks,
Dev?
the progressions.
Twitter just
No.
keeps telling me how terrible Call of Duty is.
I don't care about the internet. They can say whatever dumb shit they want. I'm having a fucking blast.
Oh, they will.
Dude, I'm telling you,
They
Tom,
are.
was it Tom Henderson, the
Mhm.
journo? He's like just like an axe to grind to just like prove to the people that like follow him that like Call of Duty ain't it. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing.
If
But like, I
Call
don't
of
think this
Duty
is
ain't
working
it-
out for you because a lot of people are really enjoying this, and you're like, this is shit. And I'm like, I don't think so.
It passed the billion mark faster than any other
Right.
Call of Duty game ever. So
Exactly.
I kind of think you don't know what you're talking about. I can't take a word you're saying
He's-
for gospel.
His headlines, I don't know. I'm sure there's some. Obviously, I don't think he's definitely not lying. I'm not trying to posit that at all. But some of these articles, he's like, millions of players are being banned by Call of Duty permanently, and I'm like, are they?
Yeah.
No, a lot of folks I follow and stuff are playing Call of Duty and having a great time at it. So
Yeah.
are a million people being, or like a million cheaters being banned
Right.
from Call of Duty and can't
If you're
get back
being
in?
banned, it's because you're doing something you
Probably.
shouldn't be.
Probably.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure maybe there's some overlap, but it's more likely than not that the people that are
Yeah.
being banned I've never been banned by Call of Duty ever. And I've played every Call of Duty that's come out for the last 15 years. So I'm
Yeah.
sure like nobody just pressed the button and we're like, oh shit, didn't mean to do
You
that.
messed
We
up.
banned
Oops.
10 million players. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. They've been doing this a long time.
Y'all did something. Y'all installed something. Y'all did something that y'all got banned for.
Doing some
So-
game sharing you're not supposed to be. Doing some,
Mhm.
running some OS you're not supposed to be.
Or
Running
just
some
harassing people. you know?
cheating appliance you're not supposed to be. Yeah, they can do that. They know
Yeah.
that. They're figuring that stuff out.
Yeah, but me and my little crew, we've been having a
You guys
blast.
having fun?
I got a lot of friends who have been playing, so I've jumped in some games here and there and just been having a really good time.
Did you see the premium DLC thing from their earnings call?
Nope.
It's got everybody all. Jason Schreier and Tom are going back and forth because Tom's like, I think Tom is doing this just to like stoke, like a response. But I think he like
Mhm.
I followed him for a long time. He's smart enough to know better than this. Call of Duty's, their earnings when you saw the fastest to $1 billion and all that, like they came out, and one of the things that came out was they're doing premium content release next year, and for some odd reason, people ran with that like they're gonna sell another version of Modern Warfare 2 next year for $70. It's like that's not what it's gonna be. They're gonna have like some sort of expansion that you can buy, and I'm sure they're gonna make the game available again at $70 with the expansion included, but they're not gonna charge us $70 for the expansion. They're not gonna do that.
It's like
Unless it's really good. But I don't
They
think
say
that
it's
they're
a
not
lot
going
of
to do that.
content in there, but I
Yeah,
don't
they're
think
not
it'll
going to
be
do that.
70.
They're not
It'll
going to do
probably
that.
be like $40.
$40.
It's a premium expansion, which means it's not going to be $20.
It's the first time we've had campaign DLC.
I'm excited for that.
Which I'm hoping we get.
Fucking go.
I'm hoping we get some backstory with Lady.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'd be all about that. Oh yeah,
you know what? It's worth $70, Tom Henderson.
Yeah,
whatever
take my
to
money.
fulfill that thirst. So I'm
Take
about it.
my
I need
money.
more cutscenes of her face yelling at me.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you say. But yeah, it's a blast. I'm having a really good time. I haven't had this kind of fun with Modern Warfare since Modern Warfare 3 on PS3. So it's been real good. But that time is about to get cut short because God of War is out, and that's where I'm gonna spend most of my time playing God of War, and then I'll come back to Modern Warfare because it'll still be here.
It'll still be there.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna get into God of War. Probably this weekend. I'm not like in a rush because I know the game is so long. Part of me kind of wants to maybe check out Pokemon first in case I don't stick with Pokemon long. Then I can just play God of War uninterrupted. Like not like pushing it off, but not like push it off, but like save it for like the holidays when I have just maybe a little more free time and can like really dive in. Because like the whole internet's playing God of War. What do we need? 3 people talking about God of War? Like, we got plenty of people talking about God of War. Maybe I can like poke around and do a couple other things.
What else is out? I'm trying to think, what else am I going to play besides God of War at this point?
Evil West.
I'm hoping that game does well.
I'm getting that. I really want that one to land for me because that shit looks dope. It looks so
like
good.
88 on Metacritic.
Yeah,
88.
I'm excited. I don't hear a lot of people are excited for it, but I'm really excited. It looks good.
It looks a lot of fun. Like,
does look good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I might pick that up. And jump to that because it just looks like it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I've been just really busy with work. My wife was out of town last weekend, so I've been dealing with all the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's good.
Modern Warfare,
that's kind of
God of War.
It's a good fit before God of War comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Perfect. Comes out tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
That was right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow, 7:30.
I can't wait to hear
7.
What you guys think?
7:30.
Black Panther
Friday
has been
morning, I'm going out of
streamed.
town.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, yeah,
solid.
All right, well, Johnny, apparently there's a bunch of news, and we left a lot of it from last week. So,
I got rid of all that from last week.
Let's get into it.
Important.
Psvg for Prez 2024.
Let's go. I'm down. Let's run. It can't be any worse than Herschel Walker, right?
That's our platform.
I wish I had my Geek Squad badge with me right now.
Why not us?
Yeah, why not us? You're gonna vote for these?
Why not us?
Why not us?
PSVG is definitely not a candidate for president and does not endorse this message.
They got sent to me.
Why not us?
This past week. And I didn't like the ending. Why not us? Why can't we be and endorse? It didn't even have to be for Prez.
Yeah.
We're better than the Senate options.
That's
Way
true.
better.
At least here.
Why not us?
Why not us?
We can all run together, and you get 3 of us instead of 1 fuck up.
Yes.
Checks and balances.
Okay. Yeah, I got rid of. I can't believe you guys just apparently didn't even do the news last week. But
We
I
did
didn't
some
leave.
news. We just
I didn't
do
keep
the
any of
Square
the
thing.
stuff you guys left over. I
didn't.
just
We
cleared it
don't
and
have to lie.
started over.
We don't have to lie. We didn't do nothing.
We talked about PSVR. That was about it.
First news story: John Wick the game. Lionsgate CEO John Feldheimer claims the execs are looking to expand on the series' movie success with a large video game project. Claim they have already been fielding proposals. And he states, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but we believe there is a big AAA game to be made out of John Wick. So, collectively, the internet must ask themselves, who do we want making the next John Wick game? Or there's already been one. Yeah, the next John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick's Heck was the
John
first
Wick
one.
Yeah, that is not very good.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
Not a game I want to play.
I think, I don't know how much you guys may have thought about this, but I have a long list because I actually think there's a lot of people that could be contenders, but I think we can get the easiest ones out of the way. I think Remedy and or Rockstar make all the sense in the world because of fucking course it's Max
Those
Payne.
are the only two that I even thought about.
I think that's
Consider.
that's the easy answer. That's what most people are gonna say.
Yes.
If you guys have any other ones,
The only other one that I had was Slow Clap because of Sifu.
Okay, yeah, I think a lot of people are drawing those. I would throw out Rocksteady. I think the whole Batman
Rocksteady
kind
could
of
do it.
combo parry thing would blend itself very well to a John
Yep.
Wick game. But I have another one. I tried to think of like a weird one because I think a lot of them could be good. I wrote down you could have Capcom could do it. I think id could do it. I think Machine could do it, especially if you want to do more of a shooter because there's a lot of shooting elements to it. But I have one that I think might be out of the box, but I actually think is a really good fit. Do either of you have anyone else?
Nope.
I'm trying to think who would be a good fit. There's a few of them out there.
I wrote down, I don't even know who it is.
Depends on how you want to go with it.
Whoever makes Warframe.
Oh,
I think they
that's
might be a
a-
really good fit for a John Wick game.
Absolutely, because that's gun fu right there.
Yeah, that's all they do is like gun transition
know.
straight to melee combat and
Mhm.
slicing and spinning and stuff. I think that makes a lot of sense.
That could be cool.
I think Ninja Theory could do it. I think Team Ninja could do it. I mean, that's the thing. I think a lot of people are overthinking this. There's literally a smorgasbord of action game developers in video game land. I think a lot of people could do this. Now, they could do it to differing levels. Like if Rockstar was like, here's John Wick the game, I would lose my fucking mind. Because that would get me really excited if it was a developer with that pedigree behind it. But I think like Warframe, if it was a smaller type of thing, production wise, I still think they do a really good job with it.
Yeah. Name of the company that makes it is Digital Extremes.
Digital Extremes.
Let me ask the question. Who do you think will be most likely to get it? Because there's a difference. Like who you want to make it and who you think is most likely to get the license to it. Two different things.
Is there anybody in EA that could do it? Like I'm sure there is. Like one of their developers have to be very good at making an action game. They have a ton of action games. All their Star Wars games and stuff.
I was gonna say Respawn or Motive, maybe.
Respawn. Oh man, that'd be really good.
Respawn probably.
Motive wouldn't be bad.
Respawn.
I think when I hear John Wick and I think license, I immediately think of where's the pool for that? How do you sell it? And you probably sell it in America, and you probably want a big American publisher to put their license weight behind it. When I think of that, I think of EA. I think Ubisoft could do it. I think Remedy. I don't know. They have a lot that they're doing. That's the thing. They have a lot that they're doing. Do I think they would like to do it? Yeah, I do. I think they would like to throw their name in the ring for that.
Yeah.
They're probably the ones they're talking to. But Rockstar, like if to answer your question personally, who would I want to do it? Rockstar.
What about Eidos? People who make Hitman.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people doing that.
I can't. Do they have melee combat in the is a melee combat?
They do,
in the
but it's
Hitman
not
games?
like that. I'd be more excited for
It's not as expensive.
the Deus Ex makers to make it than.
Yeah, I want somebody
Hitman.
who's gonna have good melee combat. Like that to me is more what the John Wick is about. It's the close quarters
I'm thinking,
combat
do we have
mixed
our-
with the gunplay.
Our devs
Gun
mixed
fu.
up.
Yeah, the gun fu. So
Man,
for me,
Eidos?
Remedy is who I think. Eidos
No,
Montreal.
they're IO Interactive.
IO Interactive.
That's what I was thinking.
They used to make
Yeah,
I
it.
think so, yeah.
I think they made one of them or helped make one of them. Eidos Montreal makes Deus Ex. So you said Eidos, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Deus Ex, John Wick sounds great.
Yeah.
But I think
That
they're
is a good
making
one,
I think they're making a Deus Ex game. But maybe they want to change it to a John Wick game. Yeah, I think when the Embracer
might
stuff
want to.
came out, I think they said that they're helping make an Xbox game and they're in pre-pro on a Deus Ex game right now.
Oh, okay.
But they would be good. I think they're a really good fit for the John Wick IP.
I agree.
Yeah, of all of those folks, I'd rather them do it than Crystal. I think they're a better fit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm excited. I thought it was pretty exciting news. I'm down. I'm excited for the new movie. And I love John Wick.
I'm here for the new movie. I'm gonna forget about this game because it's not coming out until 2029.
God, 2030. Yeah, 6 years from now.
Yeah.
Let's get more unsourced news. According to the New York Post, citing sources, Xbox's Activision and Blizzard King takeover could fall apart if exclusivity arrangements are forced by regulators. This comes off the heels this week that the EU watchdog announced that they are moving to phase 2 for Microsoft acquisition regulation. I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, they're moving to their investigation. They're moving to phase 2 of their investigation. And the New York Post had an article, and it was interesting because there's no new information. Like, I can read all of this here, and there's no new information. And they're not sourcing or citing anybody, even like on background. They're not even being like a source close to the regulators or a lawyer. Like, they're literally just sourcing anonymously, just anonymous sources. But I'll read
Random
just the
guy in the
gist of it.
street.
Yeah, I'll read the gist of it. So they say, while making public assurances is one thing, which is what Phil Spencer's recently done, being legally bound to abandon exclusivity could be a deal breaker. And they also suggest that Microsoft wasn't expecting as much scrutiny with this deal. That has been the case. We did get a quote from, I didn't write it down, but from Wedbush, the Wedbush securities investment firm provided a quote. And they said, Microsoft isn't buying this asset so other companies can use Activision games to the same extent. It all comes down to what the concessions are. Should regulators nix the deal, Xbox will owe Activision $3 billion breakup fee. Activision did respond in light of this article, saying, quote, we're very appreciative of our close working relationship with Microsoft. We're confident in the deal and its progress, and we know Microsoft is working diligently to get it done. Any suggestion to the contrary is false. So
that is the greatest breakup in history. God damn, you get $3 billion if you break up.
yeah,
Right?
that's pretty normal for
Let's break up
acquisitions.
more often.
Not $3 billion, but there's always should this fall through, the company being acquired usually gets some sort of thing about it. You're spending $70 billion to get them, $3 billion's a drop in the bucket.
That's nothing. Yeah.
Drop a bucket.
Yeah, it's nothing.
I'll still take $3 billion.
So this is interesting. This has spread a lot of speculation that this deal is more in jeopardy, especially after the EU thing came through. I'm not necessarily feeling that way, but I understand why people are, because it does feel like every week that goes by, we're getting more and more scrutiny. So I understand why people might be a little more hesitant. I just want to touch on the EU thing. So the EU reached out to Microsoft for preliminary investigation back 6-7 months ago. I think back in the spring, and Microsoft didn't comply. They just didn't say anything on the first one, thinking they were going to go to phase 2 anyway. So we've known this is going to come for a long time, but for whatever reason, I think a lot of people found out that this was coming this week. They were like, "Oh, this is new." This is not very new. This has been known for a while. So that one doesn't really add much to me, but I don't know what you guys were thinking, but I was talking to some folks on Twitter, and I was interested with this New York Post because the Post doesn't just run I don't read them every day, but the New York Post doesn't just run stuff kind of unsolicited. So there's a reason they ran this story. And I can only come up with two ideas. The first idea, they're trying to warn investors that the deal might fall through. And I feel like on the nose, that might be like what they're trying to say is like, hey, this is in jeopardy. So if you've got an investment here, maybe you want to think about moving it. Maybe you want to dump it. Like that could be the reason. Or the second reason, which I think is more juicy, and I'm literally speculating here. I don't know anything. It could be wrong on both counts. The second reason is this is Microsoft starting to put feelers out like, hey, if you guys ask too much, you push too much, we can abandon the deal for just $3 billion. And if you want to do that to Activision, like, I kind of feel like this is kind of like a negotiating in public kind of. They're one of those two reasons, or the only reason I could come up as to why the New York Post, of all places, would run this article without any new sources, without any new information. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, because why, out of all time, why would you do it now?
Why would they run?
this is
Xbox can get out of the deal for $3 billion. Like, there's a reason that's there. There's a reason they're reporting on it.
The source was Phil Spencer.
New information. He
said this is going to be anonymous, but if you don't tell these people to back off, we're going to drop out of this and just spend $3 billion, and there goes Activision. So I'm gonna need y'all to shut up. I'm gonna need y'all to stop prying. Let this deal go through so everybody can be happy. It'll be good for everyone. Just let it
Because
happen.
there is like
Everybody.
there is a debate going on in the public arena through the media. You know, there's like kind of a public negotiation, points being made on both sides. And that's where I kind of was slanting towards this one, is like, yeah, it's maybe Xbox kind of pushing back, being like, yeah, we're playing ball with you guys, but fuck around and find out.
100%.
That's where I was going with it. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to keep talking about what Xbox and PlayStation says about each other.
Just be done.
The EU investigation is for 90 days, so they have until March to make a ruling.
Oh my God.
So
It'll be interesting to see how the EU and the CMA rule, if they rule differently. Like, it'd be really weird for the EU to pass the deal and the CMA not, or vice versa. It'd be interesting to see if they do they collaborate and rule together. I mean, they're separate entities, but they're in the same geographical market, so it'll be weird. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. At this point, I'm losing care.
Right. Just, can we be
right
done?
now,
Get it over one way or the other. Like, let's just move forward.
yeah, just,
Right.
just have to wait till the deal's done now at this point, because they're gonna just
For
keep
the love of
saying the
God.
same thing over and over again.
And I don't. Did you guys talk about it at all last week? Phil's comments.
No.
Okay, so in the purpose of being forthright, for any of the listeners that didn't catch it, Phil Spencer said last week in an interview, they're going to keep making Call of Duty on PlayStation as long as PlayStation's around.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're
thought that on
completely
HP.
just committed to that. He's like, if PlayStation exists, we're shipping Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're going to keep taking y'all's money.
Now that is
Duh.
a far cry from having that in writing, and I think that's where this deal comes down to, is how much can they get for Microsoft to commit to on paper in that regard.
Yeah.
And is Microsoft willing to just commit to that on paper? As long as PlayStation is there, we'll ship Call of Duty on PlayStation. Like, if they're willing to say it, just put it in the paper and let's move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I've told you guys, I mean, ever since this deal was announced and on Xbox Empire, I never thought they'd make Call of Duty exclusive. I've always thought Call of Duty is way too big.
Yeah.
And I think Game Pass is all the exclusivity you need.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
100%
conversation
with
we had
you.
on
There's
They're
no
gonna put
reason to
Game
make it
Pass
exclusive beyond
on everything.
Game Pass.
And still take your $70 on PlayStation.
You're gonna get-
it just
You're going to get
makes
the
sense.
commercials. You're going to get the marketing. You're going to get the betas. You're going to get the maps. And you're going to get Game Pass. That's all you need. You can still keep printing discs on PlayStation for those people that want to play it and buy it there.
Yeah.
Just take that money.
Stop printing discs. Let's just stop with the discs.
Just
Download
take
the
that
damn
money.
game. Stop printing discs, though. We don't need discs.
Next news story is that more Gears is on the way. In a tweet from Netflix, Gears of War was released 16 years ago today. This was a couple days ago. And to mark the occasion, Netflix has partnered with the Coalition to adapt the Gears of War video game saga into a live-action feature film, followed by an adult animated series with the potential for more stories to follow. Let's fucking go. This sounds
pretty cool.
amazing.
I wonder if they're gonna get Batista. He's been
They
saying
have
he
to.
wanted to do this for
Yeah,
years.
they're gonna
The
get
amount of times
Batista's
that
gonna
I
be
have
in it.
heard is
At the
Batista
very
gonna
least,
be
he'll
in
make a
this
cameo,
week.
but he will be in it. Yeah, he does a ton of Netflix work already.
Yep.
If anything, he is probably the one that keeps telling Netflix, like, you should really get on this Gears of War thing.
Yeah.
And he's a big star. His name appeal.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not like they need to be choosy with, they need 6 meatheads. Why not Dave Bautista? Can you find
Look,
6
man, just
better?
Hire most of WWE. You get the new day and call it a day. There you go. Done.
That'd be great. I'm more excited for the animated series. That sounds
Me
after,
too.
After
That's
Edge
what-
Runners,
sounds cool.
I'm like, that sounds
Oh my God,
really
Edge
cool.
Runners was so good.
I didn't
It
like
was
it a
so
whole lot, but I
good.
love the style. But the story, I
loved it.
kind of lost interest like 5 episodes in.
Oh my
was
God.
like,
I
I
was
get
hooked
it.
the whole time. I just kept watching. I was
But the
hooked.
style,
I-
the
I-
and the music,
all of
I
it.
was
All of
like, this is
That's right.
pretty awesome. But yeah, an animated series sounds great, and I'm here for a movie as well. I think a movie would be great. I'd be
I'm
more
surprised
interested
to
in.
hear you excited about about the series. I'm like, you're gonna watch a bunch of shows? I'm shocked. I thought you were
No,
gonna
I'm
be
not
more
going to watch
excited
a
for the
bunch of
movie.
shows. But I'm here for Gears for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm just saying a bunch of
yeah.
episodes. I thought you would be more excited about the movie and kind of like about the animated series.
Now, I think Gears lends itself really well to animation as long as it's done in an adult theme and not a child theme. Like if
Yeah.
it was kid friendly, I'd be like, hell no. But an adult,
No.
hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
I need it rated R, MA,
Yeah,
whatever.
blood,
I need
gore,
blood, guts,
chainsaws.
violence.
Let's go. That sounds
adult
great.
situation gears. Let's go.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm very excited. I'm more interested in who's going to direct it. than Dave Bautista starring in it. A lot of people are going to the casting. We've done this question in the past. I want to who's doing this? Who's writing it? Who's directing it? Like, what's the vision for Gears? Is it a retelling? Is it new stories? Is it Marcus Phoenix? Is it a whole new thing? I've got bigger questions.
I would think
I don't know
Marcus Phoenix,
directors.
probably.
I think it too,
so
but who knows? We'll see. Did you guys watch the Nintendo Indie World today?
Delete that shit.
We're not going to delete it. Absolutely not. So we will talk about. I won't go through it a bunch, as I always say. We have a Nintendo show called the Nintendo Shack, where you can get their talks on every one of these games. I will shout out some of my highlights, but before I do, I think for the last few of these that we've gotten, I think I've been doing like the video game podcaster cordial thing of being like, it's a bunch of games. They're not all for me, but I'm really glad they're doing as a diverse lineup. Like, we've been doing that for a long time. I think today I realized, I was like, there's only so many times you can do that before you just have to say, none of this shit appeals to me. Like, I'm glad that they're making all these cute games for a bunch of people, but like, none of this appeals to me. And I feel like I've been that way on like the last 4 Indie Directs. I'm glad that Nintendo has like a market on like cutesy games and food management sims and artsy, like wolf stories. It's like, can somebody please fucking make video games though too? Like, can we get a shooter every now and again, or an action game, or a fighting game, like something? Yeah, every one of their games are like turn-based artsy Fox games and make your own sandwich. And I'm like, dude,
I don't care about Nintendo. This is why I've aged out.
And I don't mean to be like mean. It's just, we've been doing this shit for like 2 years. It's like, I'm over it. Come on, man.
Feels like this has been Nintendo for a long, long time.
How long are we going to keep doing this? But that said, I think Goodbye World was a cool game. And speaking of like a cutesy game, it did kind of have like a really cute vibe. It's about a couple who makes video games, and you have like a little Game Boy screen that you play on, but then you also play, like, you play the games they're trying to make, like little platformers, but then you also play like their real life, and you do like the dialogue between the two, and they work like side jobs and stuff to make ends meet. And I was like, that's neat. So I'm interested in that. The other one that I was interested in, before I get to the big one, there was another one in here. I can't remember.
You wrote down so many things.
I wrote them down, all of. Oh, WrestleQuest comes out in May, so I think it's the first time we got a date for that game.
I'm so glad I dropped that from wow. I just dropped that from Fantasy Critic League and picked up A Little to the Left.
7 months from now. A Little to the Left looks kind of neat.
It got a 70. It's got a 75 right now. I don't know anything about
that.
The game.
I understand for like the OCD people. Like, that's a game that I think my wife would love, where you just kind of put everything in its rightful place. And you like kind of give order to everything.
It just had a little bit of hype in the Metacritic stuff, so I picked it up hoping that it scored well.
It's a neat idea.
What the hell the game
but I'm not interested in. And then everything else I'm just not interested in. So I'm not going to read them. We'll let Shaq to do that. But, ladies and gentlemen, they saved the best for last. They're like, and that's it for today. And then they go, but is it? And then you hear that sweet, sweet golf swing. And I was like, fuck yes. Sports Story finally announced and dated. It is coming in December next month. We don't have to wait that long. They showed a shit ton of sports. They're like, here's golf and tennis and soccer and fishing and all kind of like, and it just looks crazy and very, very evolved from the predecessor. And I am here for it. And like, it just, for all the things I've said about the Switch, they totally wheeled me back in, because I will be there on day one. I am so excited. I'm so happy to finally see that game. I dare even mention the game in our Discord this morning, because for the last 5 Indie Directs we've been talking about could it be, but for some odd reason I woke up this morning and I was like, it feels like, as I said in the Discord, I was like, you guys gotta have hope. I kind of felt right. Now I will tell you, had you asked me this morning, do I think Sports Story is going to be there, I would have said yes. And if you had asked me if it was going to come out next month, I would have said no. I thought that maybe that they would show it today and announce it for the spring. I'm a little surprised that they're going to launch it right in the middle of the winter, but yeah, I'm very excited. So I can't wait to hear what Shaq has to say about it. As I posted in the Discord for anybody that didn't know, for all the folks that came to Shaq, with Rebecca, Nintendo Shaq 1 Golf Story. I'm always very, very proud of that. The very first episode of like the solo standalone Nintendo Shack feed was me and Jason talking about Golf Story. So I can't wait. Very excited. I'm sure there'll be a limited run thing that I can buy that won't come out for the next 8 years. Dude, we gotta have a conversation about limited run. I still don't have River City Girl Zero. I'm like, what the fuck?
Really?
Like, no. I have my River City
Jeez.
Girls KO edition, but no, I don't have River City Girl Zero. And I think I bought that like well over a year ago. And just nothing. No, yeah.
Somebody told me the other day that they ordered something from Limited Run like almost a year ago. Still haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, dude, I definitely
ridiculous.
I waited on my KO edition for what, like 18 months? Like I'd done beat the game, played Scott Pilgrim, it done came out, and still waiting. And it did show up. It showed up. I've had it for a while now, maybe 6 months or so. But yeah, they're just really they take their good damn time. So anyway,
somebody has Sports Story in our fantasy league. Somebody who only has had one game released. They don't need that. They're not even playing the game anymore.
Make a trade.
They haven't been paying attention. They literally have 11 points. So
PlayStation Plus announced games coming to Extra and Premium on November 15th. You are getting Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the special edition, Kingdom Hearts HD. I'm not going to read all the 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, 3. What the?
A bunch of Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh my
a bunch
God.
of Kingdom Hearts games. They're all.
I'm so glad you guys are paying extra for Oddworld Soulstorm.
That already came to PS.
Didn't they get that shit away for free not too long ago?
They did. It came out on launch. It came to PS Plus.
People won't buy
Why are they giving it to
Sackboy,
us
but
again?
we keep getting Oddworld. Motherfucker.
Like,
Nobody's
hey, please
buying
play this game.
Oddworld. They
I
just
hope not.
keep
Giving
making
it to
them.
them. They keep just
And they
giving
have
it
to
to
give
us.
it away.
Here.
They have to give it away.
Like,
Like,
please play.
here. Here.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Chorus comes to
Course,
PlayStation
good
Plus.
game.
Excuse me.
That's a cool game.
Chorus is neat. The Gardens Between, Earth Defense Force, Oni, Chambara Origin, 5 Ratchet and Clank games that were announced last week, and then the highlight of all of these games, What Remains of Edith Finch, which if you've never
That's
played,
the highlight.
you need to play. Yes, it is.
That's the highlight, really.
It is.
Nah.
It's the best game
It's
on
a
that
good
list.
game. Great game.
Great game.
Yawn.
Great game. Moving on to quick hitters. Hartel. Oh my God. Hotel Barcelona and Death Game Hotel trademarks have been filed by Swery65 Studio. This is the game that Swery and Suda51 committed to making MomoCon 2019, right before COVID. This is they're going to make a game. It's Deadly Premonition. If anybody, Swery's Deadly Premonition. So this is Suda51, No More Heroes, Swery, Deadly Premonition coming together to make a horror action game that apparently will be called either Death Game Hotel, which I like, or Hotel Barcelona, which is fine, but Death Game Hotel sounds better. Which is exciting. I'm excited for that. Microsoft is considering allowing Xbox players to reduce game performance in order to save energy, frame rates, and resolution adjustments, among other features cited in a new survey. They can
Garrett
keep that.
Bland will be happy about that.
Nah.
They can keep that.
That's
shit.
the Garrett Bland special. You know, we're trying to save the world. A little energy here at a time.
Not over
World's
my
gone.
frames.
Yeah.
So-
You better find another way. You trying to come after my frames and my gasoline cars? Nope. Next, try again. Pass.
World's over. Let's just
Right?
give it up.
You better get some solar panels or some wind chimes or something. You better find something else.
Mm.
Do you see the thing that they're
Found
doing
it.
in the ocean where they've got the panels that ride the waves and then they use the motion of the wave to generate electrical energy? I'm like, see, that sounds like a winning idea. Let's do that
That's a
instead.
good
That
idea.
sounds cool. We got all this ocean. Nobody needs all that ocean. Just do that. I'm sure they'll
Disturb Aquaman.
I'm sure they'll
when they
break
will.
into small parts and kill whales and shit.
Whoever the fuck
Of course they will.
Everybody will hate us.
Yep.
Steam versions of Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Roller Champions were found in the program's code alongside a Ubisoft Connect release, speculating that Ubisoft might, definitely looking like, are about to rejoin the Steam marketplace, and I'm very excited about this.
Thank God, because Ubisoft Connect and their launcher sucks.
I'm sure you'll still have to launch Ubisoft Connect, but it might be like a slim version of Ubisoft Connect. You can launch from
Hopefully
Steam, get like
it-
the window, and then go.
Hopefully, it works better to be able to play their games and actually use the DualSense. Because
Yeah. And hopefully we don't have to like rebuy games. Hopefully we can just like tie our accounts together.
Prayerfully.
I can't put Valhalla on my favorite games widget on my Steam profile because it's not
Why
listed
not?
in the store. It's not in the store. There's no
But-
Valhalla to choose.
Is Far Cry 5 in the store?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm like,
I
that's
think
all
so.
my favorites. Because I launched that with Steam. It's the only way I
I
can use a
think
controller.
so. I think so. Yeah.
Weird.
So hopefully they come back. We didn't get
It's all
any.
good for your Steam Deck, Delvin. PC gamer. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, Steam Deck
Yeah.
fans rejoice. Somewhere Rob 3000 is trying to tell us why 40 frames is better than 60 anyway.
Yeah.
You see him over
Ain't that
there?
right, Delvy?
He just keeps trying. He's like, Kenna now is 12% better at 42 frames. It's good enough. I'm like, is it though?
I mean, he
Does it?
kind of went back to actually playing on his PC, so I think he's over the Steam Deck right now.
I keep
Like,
no.
bought a
He
new
posted
case and everything.
today. I
Where?
asked him. I was like, "Are
Oh,
you trying to
It
convince
must,
us?
it must
or-
be in that.
Are
one
you
of
trying
those
to
rooms I
convince
have
us,
muted.
or are you trying to convince you? It sounds like you're trying to convince you.
Look,
It really
That's the
sounds like
Steam
you're
Deck
trying to
motto.
convince you.
The
Good
Steam
enough.
Deck motto.
that
Good
works
enough.
for us.
Good enough.
That's what we go with.
That's the Switch motto.
Good enough.
Oh,
Not even.
lol.
Switch motto is it works.
We got nothing from Rude Days 93 this week. Bum, 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 bum. I didn't look up any rumors, but John D did write in a question about a rumor that's floating around, and he says, regards to the rumored Horizon MMO. If you guys didn't know, there are rumors going
Mhm.
around that Horizon's going to launch an MMO. If true, which tribe will you choose? I'm not playing. I'm not playing
I
a
don't
Horizon
remember
MMO.
going to the damn tribe names, and no, I ain't got time for no MMO. What is this?
Nah, son.
I think
Fuck
I would
that.
play an MMO, just not a Horizon one. I'm like, I'm good.
I'm not.
What MMO would you play?
There is a game, I think it's an MMO, or at least sort of an MMO. Like a Sea of Thieves, an MMO.
Yeah,
Okay, so then there's a game coming out next year, I think.
Skull and Bones.
Oh, fuck no. Come on, man. It's called like The Mines of Moria or something like that. It's like a Lord of the
Mhm.
Rings game.
Oh, I've
And
heard
it-
of that game.
And it's
Yeah.
like Sea of Thieves. Like you build like Moria as like the dwarves like in the mountain. Like you're in there building all this shit, and I think you take on waves. And I think it's like an MMO. It's like Sea of Thieves. You do it with like with friends and stuff. And I was like, I'll probably try that for sure. But the problem is on it's not on Steam. I had to wishlist it on Epic, and that might, I don't like playing on Epic a whole lot. So
I mean, you don't really play on Epic. It just launches the game.
I'm just racist towards Epic.
It's terrible. They give
It's
you
just
so
a-
many free
It's
games.
just a deep seated, but nobody wants them. That's the problem. Nobody wants those games.
I mean, it's a lot of good games that they gave away.
He makes so much fun of us for giving each other codes. He's like, nobody wants that trash. He's like, I gotta get all these Steam games.
I don't get them all, but there's a lot of good games on Epic that I've gotten, like all the Batman games.
Sure. Maybe they'll give me Moria. I doubt it.
Doubtful.
Press X to doubt.
I'm not. Yeah. Horizon is an MMO game that I would play if I were still playing MMO games. Absolutely.
Do you want more Horizon? Did we talk about this when we played Horizon?
Yes,
I
I'm
think
ready
we
for
did.
part 3. I want
Horizon
part 3
3?
right the fuck
Is it
down.
3?
Yes. I
I
want it
don't know
right
if I
now.
want more Horizon. I liked
Three's
Horizon.
good. I don't want the rest of
I
it.
just don't know if I want more Horizon.
I do. I want to see how the story ends. I'm
I'm sure 5 or
I
6
want
years
part
from
3.
now I'll be like with some time I think I'll be in it.
I want
ready
3.
for it.
3's fine. I don't want the. I'm not interested in the Call of the Wild stuff and all that other extra stuff. I didn't keep that.
Oh man, you want that VR?
No, I'm good. They
We'll
broke
see.
me.
We'll see. We will see. That's it.
Well, let's go. Question time. Shogun, he says, "Hey, eat the hype. Is Sonic Frontiers worthy of a purchase?" I think
Yes.
he answered that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think after I've played a little bit, yeah, for sure.
Back to this damn Xbox deal. Free to play Joe says, with the EU
Dude, he's
also
on this.
investigating Xbox deal with Activision, do you still think the deal is going through? What do you think happens if it gets blocked? How much could that hurt Xbox going forward?
Oh, that's interesting. I'll let you guys answer.
I don't care.
Well,
I'm so
it doesn't
tired.
go through. They're
I'm
gonna-
so fucking tired of this.
Thanks, Kevin.
That answered the question.
I'm so tired of it.
That's
I don't
the
know
answer.
how to hurt them. I don't know. I don't care. I'm
They had to
done.
pay $3 billion. That's how they
Yeah.
hurt him.
There you go.
All right,
What he
Delvin,
said.
try
Gotta
it
pay
better.
three-
Do it better.
I think it would probably hurt Activision more than anything. I think they kind of
For sure.
need this deal to go through. I think it's going to go through. I 100% think it's going to go through. I think this is all conjecture and stuff like that. I think it's going to go through. But if Xbox doesn't get it, I think it'll hurt. But I think they'll be just fine. They'll just find another company to buy.
That's true.
That's like, all right, fuck it.
That is true.
We don't. They're like,
If they don't buy
we
them,
get
they'll just
Activision.
buy somebody else.
Probably
Yep.
Ubisoft. Fuck it, we'll go after Ubisoft now.
Would you rather them? I would rather them buy Ubisoft personally.
don't know
It
how I
would
feel
kind of
about
make
that.
more sense, I think, probably.
I'd be more excited for Game Pass plus Ubisoft than Game Pass plus Activision. As much as I love Call of Duty, I don't mind paying for Call of Duty. Like it's just I do think,
See-
for me, it is a lot of Call of Duty. I'm not
For me,
as in
I don't think
Blizzard
about it
stuff.
as about Game Pass. So I don't really care. So that's why, for me, I think it hurts Activision. It doesn't hurt Xbox. It hurts Activision.
Yeah.
That's who it
It
hurts.
hurts Activision a lot. Yeah.
It's just, I think it was
I feel-
interesting. He was asking that how would it hurt Xbox. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
I mean,
So I agree with you
Xbox
guys. I don't
doesn't have them now, so it doesn't change anything for Xbox.
Yeah, I don't think it's a failure if they're blocked from buying them. It's not Xbox's fault. Okay, I mean, I still think the deal's going through. I will say that I think the continued speculation makes it more likely that concessions are made, which I've always thought. And there's a reason why I think the deal's going through is I think eventually they'll just say, hey, we're going to put Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years or whatever it takes, right? I think they'll come to that number instead of just backing out completely. But as you guys just heard, I'm totally fine with Call of Duty never being exclusive at all. I think that's the move. So it doesn't bother me if they commit to them in long term.
Yeah.
I will say this. Just because Xbox doesn't buy them doesn't mean they won't get bought. I think people need to be aware of that. Like there's other companies that probably will try to put money up to get them.
Ooh, that's interesting because I don't know
70
who.
billion worth?
70 billion's a lot.
Who
It
are we
would hurt
talking about?
Activision.
Tencent?
It's going to hurt Activision's price.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. If they don't,
So
it
that's-
will hurt their price.
That's the point I've been trying to make. And I think in all the questions that Free to Play Joe keeps sending to us about this deal, let me see if I can make it a little bit more clearly. If they block this deal from going through, that's a lot of shareholders and a lot of people and corporations that are on the hook for the loss in value that will occur at Activision. And I think it is in everybody's best interests, if at all possible, to find a way to make the deal go through for it to go through. Typically, when you have this many people invested and involved, these things have a way of working themselves out because it's better, I think, for everyone. And I'm
Who's
not saying
everyone?
like
A bunch of
PlayStation
rich people who
console
already
wars.
got money?
It's not just rich. There are rich people, but it's not just rich people. But think about it more like, yeah, the rich people already have money, but guess what rich people with money have? Power and influence. So think about what they're doing right now. Think about who they're calling and who they're talking to. Because guess who doesn't want the Activision stock to drop 50% because Xbox had to bail out and now they have to sell to the highest bidder? Those people. Those people don't want
I
that
don't care
to
about
happen.
those people.
I know we don't. We're the common. I know we don't. But think about what those people's words mean to regulators, to politicians, to influencers. Think about there's a way these things usually go. And it usually goes in favor of the people that have the money. That's why I've always thought this deal's going through. Because these deals usually favor the people that are invested.
No, I almost wanted to not go through so all these people lose everything.
That's
out of
fine.
spite.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Just out of pure spite. Not even because of Xbox. Just pure spite.
Activision would be fine as long as they have Call of Duty and Call of Duty's performing well. But
Yeah.
if this deal does not go through, I would expect Activision's valuation to not tank, but sink, to depreciate.
Yeah. And you'll
Yeah.
probably get more of what people have been complaining about by Activision. More,
Yeah.
hey, we're just going to make Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's definitely we're gonna do more of that and more frequently.
That's it. We're just getting Call of Duty, and that's pretty much it. We're not doing anything else but Call of Duty.
So
that's why-
nothing changes.
And that's why everybody should be wanting the deal to go through. As I've been trying to suggest all year long. Everybody should want the deal to go through for any hope of seeing Guitar Hero or Tony Hawk or any game. I don't know, whatever game it is that you like, Skylanders, whatever, Spyro, whatever it is that you're into. If you want one of those games, to come back, then you should be rooting for this.
Yeah, all that can go away for me.
Or if you want better Call of Duty, I think you should be rooting for this.
Yeah.
Because if Xbox takes the helm, I definitely think Call of Duty will go to a biannual release.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even 3 years.
Yeah. All right. No more questions about this damn deal. If they come in, I'm deleting them. They're no more. I'm done with it. So Kyle says it's the cage match between the crazies: Donald Trump, Kanye West, Herschel Walker, Mike the My Pillow guy, Lindell.
Why the fuck are we doing this?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Ted Cruz. Who's coming out of that cage match alive and is winning? We left this one there for you, Donnie. Delvin specifically left this here for you.
Why? I hate all these people.
Yeah.
So who's coming out?
I'm hoping that the cage is electrified and let God do its work.
Look, it's real simple. It's one of those, what was the MTV show with the claymation?
Celebrity Deathmatch.
This
is a celebrity death match.
I love that
Everybody's
show.
dying. Everybody's dying.
Celebrity Deathmatch was such a great sign of like for the time, like that moment.
Oh my God. I love
so good then.
So good. Let's get it on.
I mean, I want to say Herschel because like just athletically, I think he has an advantage here. But I don't know. He's real dumb. Like just real dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know if
he's probably can win.
I don't know. I just
people are really good at fighting.
I can't trust him to come through. Like the other, they could just gang up on him. They could just outsmart him, man. I mean, just
none of those people are gonna want to team up with anybody because they all think they're the best.
Yeah,
that's true. Who has a real mean spirit in his group? I don't know. I don't even want to care.
Kanye?
I don't care. I'm so glad
Kanye might win.
Kanye, yeah.
Out of all these people, I like Kanye the most.
Yeah, they all suck.
Yeah.
The cage is crumbling and killing them all. That's what's going to happen, Kyle. The cage falls apart, gets rid of all of them. That's how
I'm coming in with some C4 and throwing it in the cage and saving America. There you go. You're welcome. People.
Threat against our elected leadership.
Simtex out.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Todd Asha wants to know who should replace Jim Ryan as PSVP. Anybody.
Sure.
Crash Bandicoot. the one in the suit with the megaphone.
I don't really know the PlayStation execs. I don't even know. Like, I know Herman Hulst is over games.
Yeah. I only know Herman and Shoe. That's the only people I know. I know Herman and Shoe.
I don't think Shoe's even in the picture.
Yeah.
Is Andrew House still there?
No, Andrew House been gone.
Really? Gone. I liked him. Who runs the podcast?
I don't know.
Sid
Schumann? Does he still run?
Him. That's my answer. Who knows? That's my answer. It's my final answer. It's the guy that does the podcast. Put him in charge. It'd be better. I'd love it. They're like, we're going to raise the price. What the fuck you are? What? What are you doing? We're not doing that. Who came up with that grand idea?
So long.
What the fuck's the matter with you guys? Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Corey Barlog.
Pretty good idea.
These are my answers. Be better than what we've got.
I'm looking up the PlayStation executives.
I know Jim Ryan was very popular in Europe. I honestly think
he was.
He's just like riding. Yeah, that's the reason he got the job. Is Europe has outperformed most of their other markets. Like within the market, they dominate. But here's the thing: I don't give him a lot of credit. That I just think Europe loves PlayStation. That's being like, Nintendo dominates in Japan, so we're gonna pick, Nintendo Japan. Of course you are. Guess what? Japanese folks love fucking Nintendo games. Like that's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
I'm not impressed, but he is very good at making the money. I'll give him that. But he's doing it at a cost of alienating potential customers, myself included. So I would honestly welcome almost anyone. I'd be down for anyone else. Like, he's ran his course for me. But yeah.
Yep.
Bring back Jackie T.
Oh, Jackie T.
Choice.
He was great.
Yeah. Trenton was good. Yeah. Ugh.
Who was the guy that succeeded him?
God.
I didn't like him at first, but he won me over.
Yeah, he grew on me. Yeah.
Kind of looks like he's like a round Elon Musk.
Basically. You hit the
what is his name?
nail on the head with that one.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name. But he was like an ovalish Elon Musk. But he was cool.
Yeah, he was good.
Sean
I
Layden.
want to say Sean something. Yeah, Sean Layden. Yeah, I was going to say Sean something.
Dude, John says hire Reggie. Wouldn't that be some shit? Reggie
cool.
Fils-Aimé, head of PlayStation. I'm here for it.
Kind of like that idea.
God, he would fix a lot of that. Even if he didn't fix it, he'd make it feel better.
Yeah.
So Jim Ryan just makes it feel bad. Like, he's not even doing a good job of selling it. Like, at least try to sell it to us. You know?
Yeah. He sucks.
He does suck.
He's bad. He's really bad.
Okay, so Ken Turner says, out of all the games on the new platforms, this one and the Transformers VR are the ones that would make me spend money on these new gen consoles. Is God of War Ragnarok worth it? I'm reading that verbatim.
I haven't played it, so I'll answer first. I'm sure it is. It's God of War Ragnarok is everything that people want when they think about blockbuster system selling video game. That's what that game is.
Yes.
I can't imagine another game, to pick from.
Yeah.
Certainly isn't Halo Infinite.
Oof.
Yeah, and I know what he's talking about, because the Transformers VR game is on PlayStation VR, but it doesn't matter because on the
VR game.
Like that.
Yes, it is. It looks cool, but it's on PlayStation VR 1. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not hooking that back up.
I don't know that I want to play a Transformers game in VR.
That's the correct answer.
I don't think that's not a game I want to play in VR. Transformers?
Are you the Transformer?
I don't know.
Do you look down and watch yourself become, I don't know,
it looks like
Optimus
it's
Prime
game,
or something?
From what I've seen, it looks like it's an on the rails game, so I don't think you are.
Oh my God.
It looks like a Universal Studios.
I forgot that I asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I regret it.
So yes, God of War Ragnarok is worth it.
Yes.
Correct.
We left a lot of questions on here, Devin. We should have went through some more of these. Good Lord.
Nah, some good ones in there.
Matthew Dawson wants to know what are our thoughts on Sonic Frontiers. I believe we answered that already. It looks good. Donnie's having a blast. We're all going to play it at some point.
Fun game.
Yeah, fun game.
Shane says, what's your favorite game from a genre you don't normally play, and why do you think you like it over others? Good thought-provoking question.
The Yu-Gi-Oh card games for me. I don't normally play card games, but I like those Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You mean like actual card games? You mean like a digital card game?
The digital ones.
Like a video game?
Yeah.
There's a video game of Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's pretty popular too. They made several versions of it. But I like playing them. I haven't played them in a minute. I played one.
But you don't like card games? You don't like digital card games?
I don't like card games at all. Well, I like regular card games like spades and blackjack and stuff like that. But I don't like playing like Magic the Gathering or shit like that.
Joker, deuce.
Yeah, play some spades.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I got 4 books and a possible.
I don't know. Pokemon?
Well, this podcast got black real quick.
throw out spades, you know it's going down.
It's true. I used to play spades with my mom. Spades and euchre. I don't know if I can play euchre anymore.
Never heard of euchre.
I don't think I've heard of euchre.
I think Pokemon. I don't play JRPGs. I don't play turn-based games, but I always play Pokemon. Maybe Fire Emblem. I don't play tactical RPGs. I don't really play a lot of RPGs if they're not like Western RPGs. I don't play a lot of non-Western RPGs. So Pokemon or Fire Emblem. Why do I like them over others? I don't fucking know. I really don't. I don't have an answer for you. Nothing's quite like Fire Emblem. You know, I've tried to play other games, like Into the Breach, I guess, is kind of like Fire Emblem. I don't really dig that. But I like Advance Wars, so that's like Fire Emblem. I think Fire Emblem, like the strategy RPG, is like a really tight niche. You know, it's not like RPGs. It's like its own thing. But I didn't like there was that Switch tactical RPG that came, Wargroove. I didn't like Wargroove as much as Fire Emblem fans liked Wargroove. So I'm sure a lot of it has to do with like Japanime waifus and stuff like that.
I was going to say, it's the waifus. It's the waifus.
And with Pokemon, it's just got to be Pokemon. You know, it's Cubone. It's Pokemon. I'm into Pokemon. I like Pokemon cards. I've just been into the Pokemon IP since I was a kid, so it's probably just a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah. For me, it's I don't like tactics games. I really don't like them. But the original Final Fantasy Tactics, I absolutely loved that game. I don't know why.
I remember
it just
that.
was
I liked
cool.
it too.
I really enjoyed that game. But otherwise, like, I don't want to play a tactics game ever. No, thank you.
Metal Gear Tactics?
No, fuck no. God, no.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I like that one.
Drew wants to know, what's your favorite launch? Any midnight releases? And do you have a least favorite?
I read that as favorite lunch. I was mentally preparing for a very different question.
Pastrami on the rye.
Favorite lunch.
Give me that Marble Rye, you old bag.
I was like, oh shit, I've had too much to drink. Like, oh shit. He said launch. Oh. I don't know. What's your guys' favorite launch?
I think my favorite was probably World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King, because it was one that I was working and it was just a really fun time. It was like the height of WoW. People were really excited about the expansion, and it was just a fun time. The launch was just a lot of fun.
If we're going video game launch, I thought of the question as like a console launch. And I'd probably
I was gonna say the Switch launch might be my favorite launch. Fable 2, Skyrim, probably Skyrim. I was at GameStop all day and night waiting for Skyrim to come out.
All day and night?
Yeah, I hung out. You remember back then I used to just hang out at GameStop. So it wasn't like I was a customer. I was hanging out. Like I was like kind of helping, working, hanging out. I remember we ordered pizza. We just like all pitched in on like 10 pizzas and like we were just playing games and shit. We were just, hanging out until the clock struck 12 to get Skyrim. I came home and played Skyrim all night. So for like a single game, probably Skyrim, because there were a lot of people there. I think there was like 100 people there for Skyrim. I've never had that many people in a GameStop. PlayStation 4? Yeah. PlayStation 4, I was in college at Mercer, and back then, it's kind of like when I first like kind of met you guys and like Married to the Games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really close with my GameStop manager. He knew I had class, but I was his first pre-order for the PlayStation 4 because he opened pre-orders that night. After they did like the whole here's how you share a game and everything, he came back to the store because he had people calling him and he took orders. I was his first pre-order because I lived right across the street. So for the PlayStation 4 launch, when I showed up late because I had to get out of class. I didn't get out of class at like 10:30. So I showed up late and there was like 60 people in line, but he kept my receipt and my number 1 on it. And he put me right in the front of all those people. They were so mad.
That's hilarious. I was
number 1.
PS4 came out.
Yeah, I was the pre-order, and that was a fun time. It was a cool hang with everybody, and it was a fun launch. I came home and I played, was it Outlast? And the
Black
Xbox
Flag?
game Contrast
Oh, Contrast
and
was a lot of fun.
Resogun.
Resogun.
And the
That's the
Resogun
one.
was fucking awesome. I was like,
Resogun
this
was
is
dope.
great. So, and I think NBA 2K, I think was the other game I grabbed.
Yeah. I was
missed
not a part of any console
launches
launches.
and
Yeah.
game launches. I was part of the Switch one. I waited out for it and everything like that. That was fun.
Switch was fun because I just had a shit ton of credit. I had traded in the Wii U before they lowered the credit. So I bought like every amiibo, the Zelda collection, the Switch, the Joy-Cons, these grips. I walked out with like two gigantic, I looked like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, like walking out of GameStop. I just had a shit ton of Switch stuff. So it was fun in that regard, but it wasn't, I met Caroline, so I got fun, but like
It was
my
also
kids
Nick
weren't
Carroll,
there
right?
with me and stuff. So it wasn't quite the same. But I was making content at the time. So like I think the next day felt better. I had all the games of Bomberman and Shovel Knight, and like we streamed all day long and stuff. That was fun.
Yeah. I'm just old. So like all my console launches, it was like I picked it up that day, later in the day. Like the PS3, I didn't get it at launch. My wife gave it to me. PS2, I picked it up from Toys R Us when I was in college. So it was like just after classes and grabbed it. And then PS5, I mean, that wasn't a launch because the way that thing launched,
Yeah.
there was no pre-orders.
I don't think
was
we
just a
really
hot
have
mess.
like that feeling anymore. I don't know if we will.
Mm-mm.
Remember, I got my Xbox a week early, and shit like barely like it wouldn't even like go online when I first got it. I had to call them and have them activate it. They
I
were like,
remember
"Oh
that.
yeah, you're not registered yet." They're like, "Some people are getting these. They're not supposed to." I don't know about the worst launch. It's definitely not the worst launch because it's like it's
The Wii U?
sentimental. Wii U, yeah. I put all having come from the Wii and the 3DS and everything that went into it. When the Wii U was coming out, I was so prepared. We pre-ordered way in advance. My daughter was really into games at the time, so she was all about it. She was so excited. I kept her out of school. We went to IHOP. I was like, "You've never seen anything like it." Last time I ordered a Wii, God, there were lines out the door. You couldn't get them for like a year. It's gonna be pandemonium. It's gonna be chaos. We rolled up to GameStop and there wasn't a fucking soul in sight.
I remember these type of stories.
Just
I remember,
barren, Dust Bowl, just like a western town, man.
I remember specifically that year. Like I wasn't even thinking about getting a Wii U. I'm like, because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to find this for my kids. And we were walking in the mall looking for Christmas gifts, and the GameStop literally had stacks of Wii U's, like stacked up to like my head length. I'm like, these are for sale. Like, yeah, we have plenty of them.
Yeah, plenty of them.
Can I just get one now? Like, yeah, just grab one. Like, what? so I was like, all right, I guess we're getting this
wait
one
in
kid.
line for the system. I didn't even wait in line at GameStop. There was nobody there. It was just
that's
me
exactly the
and
same thing.
And
I was shocked.
the manager was real nice. He made Victoria feel real special and everything. It was her first console. And I like I said, it's not my worst launch because we had good memories. We came home, we played Nintendo Land, we played Just Dance. Like we had a fun time. I really loved my Wii U. It was a great moment for me and my kids in video games. Like that was like kind of the perfect moment, like the swirl, like where it all came together was the Wii U. And we've never been the same since. She stopped playing, Jack played, but he went off in his own direction. He doesn't really do Nintendo. You know, so like we've never really played video games as a family since the Wii U. But for a time, for a couple, 2-3 years there, we were all playing games together, and it was because of the Wii U. So I had a lot of fun, but that launch, it was like that first day, I could have told you I thought like Nintendo was in trouble like day one. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
There's nobody here. Nobody gives a shit.
No.
My worst launch is I do have an answer for that. It's if I can remember the name of that fucking game. It was the Rockstar LA Noire.
Oh yeah.
That was a super hyped launch. I was there. I pre-ordered. I waited in line. I got home and I was like, this game sucks. I love Rockstar games and I loathe that game. I took that back.
I still have that one in plastic.
I took that back.
I like LA Noire, but it's not a Rockstar game.
I hated LA Noire.
It is exactly.
There are people that love it. I hated it. I hate it altogether.
It's not what you expect a Rockstar game to be.
I thought it was a bad Mafia. I was like, Mafia is better than this. Like, this shit sucks. The Godfather was better than this. Scarface is better than this. Like, it was just bad. I just wasn't about it.
All right, let's do one more question and get up out of here because I got some God of War to play.
Nice.
Delvin Jr., because I like you so much, he said, what is a game that you just don't understand the hype for?
Fortnite.
You don't understand it?
I understand the hype for that.
I definitely understand the hype for it.
I understand it more now, but it's like you just running around shooting shit. Okay.
I always felt this way. I always felt this way about Battlefield and Mass Effect.
Battlefield I can get, but Mass Effect, I mean, it's a really good story there. There's some great characters.
You guys know how I felt. I'm never shied away from telling people. I understand that apparently the global video game internet loves Mass Effect, but I don't get it, and I never have. When I've played them, I've never been impressed with the mechanics. I was never really impressed with the story. And I think my biggest thing is like the character models. When you're just like staring at their face while they talk, I'm just
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, it's just like the worst parts of Skyrim. I'm just like, why? But people love it. I get it. I mean, I understand that people love it, but talk about understand. I remember in Andromeda, I have a knack for calling out some of these games, and I was like, that does not look good. I felt the same way about Battlefield 2042, and yeah, I don't understand.
I've never understood the hype around Skyrim. I played it and didn't really like it. I'm like, I don't see what's so special about this game. Like, I don't get it.
We never had an open world game like that before. That's I mean,
but they did. There was Elder Scrolls games before Skyrim.
Oblivion. That's the hype. I was just about to say that. The hype for Skyrim was that people played Oblivion and they were like, how cool would this be if it was better? And then Skyrim came out. Yes. That's the hype. People are like, oh shit.
And then you open too many
Oblivion with dragons and shit.
Yeah.
That's
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get any of the other Scroll games.
I've never really been on board with the hype for Starfield. Something Sean and I have talked about quite a bit. And I think
don't either.
I think shooting myself in the foot, I think a lot of people are hyped for Starfield because of Skyrim. People are just hyped, for that
they
studio.
Keep saying that, and they keep saying this is not Starfield. It's not Skyrim in space.
Right. Nope. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I have detached Skyrim from it. It's just different time, different people, different age, right? But when I see Starfield, I've never been hyped by Starfield.
Looks like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. We have that already. Cool.
Right.
I'm fairly certain it's gonna be better than No Man's Sky.
That's the big.
But
No Man's Sky now or No Man's Sky at launch?
I think it will be better than. I think either way it'll be better. I think No Man. I mean, just look at the amount of people, and I would say I don't want to be like dismissive of the quality of people and the pedigree of the people working on it.
Yeah, they also released Fallout 76, so I don't.
Which is turned around. A lot of people really like that game now. They really have turned that around. A lot like how No Man's Sky turned around.
I don't believe it.
That's true.
All the Bethesda.
Go look at Steam charts. People are playing Fallout 76.
I don't look at no damn Steam charts.
People are playing it. I'm just
PC people are playing.
I'm giving you actual facts. People are really playing.
The PC market doesn't count. We're talking
not just
about
PC.
console games.
I will say this:
Fallout.
Starfield cannot come out like Fallout 76.
How the hell am I defending? I don't even like Fallout. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth.
The
game is really turned around.
You like defending facts, and I like just rebutting.
Just saying, untruths, just speaking shit into existence.
So frustrated.
Yes,
it doesn't make me frustrated. Just be real.
How am I defending the game that I don't like?
I don't like. I don't want to be. Why am I defending Fallout? I shouldn't be defending Fallout. I don't even like Fallout. But yeah, people have really turned around on that game. I got to give them credit.
Still not good.
Yeah, they really have.
I'm not giving no credit. They get nothing. No credit.
Better than Battlefield.
Way better than Battlefield.
Yeah, everything's better than Battlefield.
I really don't like that game. I said that on Jeff Grubb's show. We were doing like Mount Rushmore of
games.
Yeah, my first pick was Battlefield. He was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Dude, it's a train wreck. It has been a train wreck since launch. It has always been a train wreck. It's never been better than a train wreck. You know, it is. People just gotta. It is.
Yeah, all bad. All right, well, that's gonna do it for episode. I don't know what episode number this is.
62.
62. God,
he said 40.
Yeah.
God damn!
It's been a long week. I'm really
Slippy,
tired.
Slappy, Samson. I was way off. Samsonite.
Yeah.
Samsonite. Oh boy. So yeah, episode 62 of the Play Some Video Games podcast. Feel free to follow us on all of our social medias. Yeah, I got nothing else. Donnie,
Facebook.
Whatever.
we're on Facebook. Look at that.
Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
Who'd have thought?
Facebook.
Who'd have thought?
We should
All
get
right, Donnie.
verified on Twitter.
I'm not paying
Only
any for that.
$8.
Hell no. I'm so tired. Are you guys, aren't you? Is it everybody collectively tired of watching everybody else talking about that?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
over it. I'm over it. They just posted
How
this
not?
second
How
ago
is
on
everybody
Discord.
not over it? Let's hang on before we close the show. I want to do a little sandbox here. Why does everybody care so much about what Elon Musk is doing in Twitter's mini check marks? Who cares?
I know,
I
right?
don't give a shit.
Let them do
And
whatever he's going to do. Let them have 8 check marks. Like, just keep going on. And I'm not saying like, listeners, I don't want you to feel triggered. I'm not even talking about like our friends, but like all of the gaming outlets and the blogs like IGN and Tom Warren and The Verge, and everybody keeps talking about, well, what are they going to do if somebody impersonates us? It's like, who gives a shit? Just keep doing what you're doing. It'll work itself out. Like, why are we so
don't
worried?
don't follow them, and you won't see their tweets.
Oh, they've shown what they're gonna do if somebody impersonates them. They suspend their account permanently. That's what they do.
Sure.
It's over.
It feels
That
like
is done.
all week long, it has been 24/7 Elon and Twitter verification coverage, and I'm like, I can't block it because I follow these
can't.
sources for other stuff. Like I'm
Yep.
being forced to witness it, and I'm like, I want nothing else than to not see this anymore. And I just kind of felt like, because when he took over, there was kind of like this nonchalance about it. It was like, well, we might leave Twitter, or well, we don't really care. And it's like, no, y'all care a lot apparently, because y'all have not stopped talking about this shit for
At all.
a week.
Yeah,
Let it
it's
go.
so annoying. If you pay Twitter Blue, they're gonna boost all the tweets. If you don't have Twitter Blue, your tweets won't be boosted. I'm like, I don't care. I don't
Who
follow any
is
of those people,
paying for
so
that
it
shit?
doesn't matter.
Who cares?
I'm only gonna see the tweets from the people that I follow.
Oh,
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
hey, if you're out there and you're paying for Twitter Blue, I hope it's everything you want it to be.
Yeah, I'm glad you can edit your tweets now. Good on you.
Yeah.
Who cares?
They got that little check mark. You
Yeah,
famous.
got a check mark now. You get to go
All
ahead
about
and
that,
tweet out a
that
bunch of
virtual
nonsense.
significance.
Yeah.
Save
Saw
that for
somebody
TikTok
today.
or Instagram. Does anybody care if you're verified on Twitter?
I know. They do, but not
Twitter
people
is
do.
Twitter is 12% of Facebook. Like, it's so small. We've got to keep reminding ourselves that it's not like a player. Facebook has more users in America than Twitter does across the globe.
But nobody.
because most of
Do
Facebook
people
users
care
are
about
90 years
Facebook
old.
that much? Right.
No,
I
no,
don't-
I'm not even. I'm
Facebook-
not saying that to promote Facebook. I'm just saying it to put Twitter in scale.
Yeah.
The only people that should
It's
be
the
caring
newspaper.
about being
It's the digital
verified,
newspaper.
the only people that should be caring about being verified on Twitter are like Shaq, not The Verge. IGN doesn't need Twitter verification. Like, there's no need. Like, nobody needs that. You
Yeah.
don't need that stamp for approval. Like, everybody knows you're IGN. I think we're good. You know, it's like it's the website you're posting the articles. You know, like, I think we're okay. You know,
I don't care. I'm not.
it just
I'm
seems
not
like
worried about it.
nonsense. They got multiple check marks, right? There's like there's a check mark you can buy, and then there's a check mark that you can't buy. And it's just like, what are we fucking doing?
Yeah, and you can't tell the difference unless you
What a
go to the
dumpster
profile
fire,
and
man.
check the thing. There was somebody who was impersonating Woj today, tweeting out nonsense.
If anything,
So
that
it was
might
like-
make it more.
but it-
that might, in some cases, that might make it more
So-
entertaining.
Yeah, that happened a lot. There was somebody who was it was basically like his name, but had not in it, like in a weird spot. But he was verified because he had Twitter Blue, and he posted out that Justin Fields
I
had
bet
been
that
suspended,
gets so many
and
people.
that got a lot of people.
Oh, hell
so it got
yeah.
a lot of retweets. Somebody
all
had
been
impersonated
conditioned.
some hockey player, and it's just a mess. So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's a mess, but it's a fun
Somebody
mess.
should impersonate Kyrie.
I know,
Oh,
right?
that's not a good
my
idea.
God.
That
That's a
might
great
turn out really
idea.
bad.
Impersonate him, impersonate Kanye, and just tweet out nonsense.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that
just
might
been
turn
funny
out
to
really
watch them
bad.
all. What are we gonna do? Just
Who cares?
wow, come on, guys.
Yeah. We can do better.
No, we can't.
All right.
We're fine.
I got nothing else. So, Donnie.
That's how DeSantis got
Yeah.
reelected.
Yeah.
Everybody in Florida is like, we can't do better. We're fucked. Might as well.
Yeah, that's kind
The
of what.
official slogan of Florida: we can't do any better.
Oh, that was my favorite. Did you guys see that? The tweet? I
Which one?
retweeted
Which
a
one,
tweet when that came out last night. Some girl said, "What the fuck, Florida?" And I said, "This is the most evergreen
Oh.
tweet that has ever been
Yeah.
written. Like, you just
Yeah, I
say
did
Yeah.
see that tweet.
all future and just keep retweeting the shit out of this. There's never been a more perfect tweet that can be reused and recycled than what the fuck, Florida."
You can tweet that shit 6 months down the
Daily.
line, tomorrow, next week, and it will all still be
It
relevant.
applies in so many situations. What a great tweet.
Oh my God. Perfection.
Yep.
All right. Till next time. Play some video games.
Deuces.